Hello, welcome everyone to the fourth day of the FTX Crypto Cup. This is your host Sagar Shah, and today Pragnananda takes on Levon Aronian. It's a big day for us, and I welcome everyone here as to enjoy this live stream. And we have already the game that has kicked off. So guys, a warm welcome to everyone. And Pragg and Magnus are the two leaders of this tournament. They are both leading with 9 out of 9. Today it's Magnus Carlsen versus Lekwang Liem, Alireza Firuza versus Duda, Niemann versus Anish Giri, and Levon versus Pragnananda. That's how things are. Let's have our main guy on the screen. There you have Pragnananda in the house, guys. Let's just really cheer for him. I think he's played amazing chess. He's managed to beat Alireza Firuza. He has managed to beat Anish Giri, and now he beat Hans Niemann yesterday. Today he takes on Levon, and it's going to be a very interesting day because Levon is not at all an easy opponent, a world-class GM. And you look at Levon there, very relaxed, very calm, wants to beat Pragg because, now he's the man to beat. So Pragg starts the game with d4, knight f6, c4, e6, knight c3, bishop b4, e3. Guys, this is known as which variation of the Nimzo Indian? Now, little bit of an advanced question for our viewers. Gukesh won even today. क्या बात है दोस्तों, तो अपन ब्रेक में देखेंगे like always Gukesh का game. And we have Anish Giri in the house along with Hans Niemann. Hello Anish. And also Magnus Carlsen here along with Lekwang Liem. Okay, so we have all the people there. It's known as the Rubinstein system. Exactly. Somyadi Bhattacharya Mubasir Akil. Well done. Okay, e3 castles, bishop d3, c5, knight f3, d5, cd. Okay, another move here is that you can castle as well, but he took back. ED. Now, if before he can give you a check here, white castles, bishop g4, pinning. It's quite a nasty pin, Sometimes you don't really like this pin, but you should be okay with it. He went and he also pinned him here. And now the threat is to take the pawn on d5. So that's the reason why he took on c3, b takes c3, and played knight bd7. But it seems like white has a little bit more active position. h3, bishop h5 played. And so Pragg is now thinking for his move. You can see Pragg with this sort of a white mark on his forehead. Gukesh won today against Sanal Wahab. Oh, and he plays c4. Very interesting move. Guys, do you notice what is the imbalance in this position? What are the imbalances here? Can anyone tell me? It's Vibhuti, correct? That Pragg has put on his forehead. But what are the major imbalances in this position that you see? One of the major imbalances is isolated pawn for black, but Pragg has actually played c4 and get sort of exchanged it. Pawn islands, bishop pair, very good. Sagar Chess Ambarnath. White has bishop pair here, so a very nice position there. And you know what Pragg might do? I'm just saying that imagine in such a position, let's say black goes rook e8, just for the sake of an argument. Then at some point Pragg could even go g4 and try to aim for knight e5 in the position. And then this f7 pawn would be weak, and the bishops actually are doing very well in this position because it's an open board and Levon has to be careful against the bishops. Bharat Rawat says, Sagar bhai, I recently made a purchase of Fritz 18 and money got deducted. Can you please write to chessbaseindia@gmail.com and we will respond back to you about it. Yes, for sure. There's a bit of poison in this position. I actually like it for white. I think queen b3 can be an idea, putting pressure here. Rook e1 looks like a natural move. Rook c1 looks like a natural move. You want to play knight e5, but then your queen is hanging. That's a small bit of a problem there. Rook c1 looks good, Siddharth Ranadev. Absolutely. Gukesh has reached 2737. दोस्तों आज उसका गेम देखेंगे. We'll look at it in the break. Let me just download it and keep. You know, when I come live, I get all the updates from you guys, and then we together can watch it and learn from it. But what a player, yeah, Gukesh. If he wins all the games over there, he might reach top 10 in the world. मजा आएगा. Gukesh beat Sanal Wahap 2570. बढ़िया. क्या ही. I'm amazed. This youngster. Is d4 pawn a strength or a weakness? Kapil Chaudhary asks. Very good question, Kapil. And I think it will also determine whether it's a strength or not if black is able to blockade it. Imagine that black's knight is able to sit here, say for example like this. Then it could be very good. But you see, because of this pin, it's not so simple. Because I can take, I may not rush into it for now, but just so that an example, take, and I can spoil your structure like this. But it's not so good because you can also spoil my structure. But I'm just giving you an idea, and this tension which exists in the position is in white's favor because white's bishops are looking at the black's knights all the time, while the black's knights are like, we don't know what's happening. So the white rook will come to e1, the other rook will come to c1. Anyway, Levon has played the move rook c8 and Pragg has dropped his bishop back to b3. Magnus OP, despite of Ligma, he is playing. What happened to Magnus? Pankaj Ray says, Sagar, so I saw the interview of why Gukesh is not getting enough invitation. What is the procedure for getting invitations? So generally, the organizers of these top tournaments like Tata Steel, Norway Chess, let's say Dortmund, and there are few more which are in the world of chess. They will contact these players and write to them saying that we have a tournament, would you like to play? It's a very closed kind of a system where the organizers decide. And so I feel that there are not enough events for all the top players to play, and so more events have to be created. And I think a good way to do it is to have our own sort of own events in India and then invite top players. I think that can really help the youngsters. I feel that could be a good idea, but it needs investment. It needs the prize money has to be put up. Things need to be arranged in that sense. Okay, h6 has been played here, and I'm pretty sure that Pragg is not going to take this because once he takes this, he loses the biggest advantage in his position, which is that of the bishop pair. So what Pragg will do most likely is he will keep the tension with bishop h4. Chess Time says losing interest in chess. What might be the reason? Chess Time, maybe is it because you are not improving? Yeah, PL Kanti Ghosh, he will play bishop h4. सब्सक्राइबर काउंट अटक गया है गाइज. आज 934K का एम रखते हैं. 934K, 600 more people, and also we hope that today Pragg is able to show his A game. He plays bishop h4. 11 minutes for Pragnananda, 13 minutes to Levon Aronian. Put scorecard करते हैं दोस्तों, सब कुछ एक एक करके we'll put it up. 994, सॉरी 934 बोला गया, सॉरी 994K प्लीज. नहीं तो 60,000 लोग ये कर देंगे. एक मिनट गाइज, आई विल जस्ट join you in a bit, and right now Levon is going to play his move. He's thinking. Okay, what is now Levon going to do? Meanwhile, let's quickly check what Magnus Carlsen is up to. Oh my god, look at Magnus Carlsen's pawns. They are just rolling down the board. Magnus attacking like crazy, but Liam is a very cool guy. Yeah, he doesn't get impacted so quickly. And if you see a look at him, he's looking very calm on the top of the screen above Magnus Carlsen. That's Lei Kwong Liam. Good move by him. Good defense. Magnus goes here. Magnus like abhi pun idhar se aayega. We'll attack from this side. Full on. And what about Anish Giri versus Hans Niemann? This is a good match actually, because I think Hans is in good form, and also the first game he's able to beat everyone. He beat Pragg, he beat Magnus. Rook b8. Okay. It's an interesting position. I like white, by the way. Bishop pair. Must. Nice position. Let's go to Levon versus Pragg, and Levon goes queen to a5. And Levon says, देखो भाई, यहाँ पे है pin. There is a pin in the position. I don't want to be pinned, so I'm going to move my queen. Asim Khan says, don't speak anything about hands. His chess speaks for him. Okay. Harish says, how was your experience in Chennai? Do you think Chennai should host more tournaments? Absolutely. Chennai was soaked in chess. You know, like the chess का ऐसा एक अगर bucket रहेगा ना ऐसे. Chennai was just brimming with chess. You know, Chennai was completely immersed into the sport. मतलब, oh, what a move by Pragg. Queen e1. Queen e1 क्या move है यार Pragg? I was thinking rook e1 maybe he would play. I don't think it was a mouse slip by Pragnananda. He's played queen e1. And now, after take, let's say I take, most likely, I mean, you don't take with the knight, yeah, because you are afraid of this. Why is this a bad move, by the way? Guys, can you tell me, like my first question of today for you? Absolutely right. Bishop to e2. Boom. Rook is lost. Well done. So many people have given the right answer. Debayan, Samvid, Abhiraj, Akshay, Sumit, Muhammad, Giridhar, Raghav, CSK, Pathik. Well done, guys. So now I think most likely Levon will take this and then he will take this. And what I love about these youngsters is that they are not at all afraid of, look at these pawns, dosto. These pawns isolated. Isolated means there are no pawns near them. Isolated and doubled. Isolated. And it looks really bad, but you know, activity is the key. Sometimes things don't look good on the face of it, but actually it's very nice. Say for example, you have some friends who don't speak so well to you, but they are always there for you in the time of need. So same way, your rook can get here. For example, if he goes rook e8, you can take. And now what's the move that you will play here as white? Very quickly, guys. This is a very easy move, but how many of you can find it? White to play. Let's see. Yes, absolutely right. Well done. Deepak Kumar, Safal Fazil, Bhushan, Kaunur, Ratul, Utkarsh, Prahlad, Arun Kumar, Raghav and Arjun. Rook c1, very important move, because then you are penetrating down the 7th rank and going to attack. Many of you want to play bishop a4, but actually speaking, you have only one threat, which is bishop takes f6 and then the rook would hang. If he just moves his rook away, your threat is thwarted and there is nothing. And if you go and try to enter from here, it won't work because the king will always be there. So rook c1 is the correct move here, trying to get the open file here, not bishop a4, rook to c1. Okay, excellent. Meanwhile, Levon Aronian goes queen a6. Now, how is it that Pragg is able to make his opponents go wrong? Now, many of you think, oh, his opponents make a mistake, but ये जो मूव है ना क्वीन e1 जैसा मूव, ये ढूंढना इजी नहीं है. It's not easy to find such moves and play. And when you do this, it kind of asks a question to the opponent. Do you want to exchange the queens? If you exchange the queens, I will get the open file. So the opponent is like, nahi, I won't exchange it. So then he is like, can I go here? Yes, but here the queen might not be great. Also, knight may jump to the center. And so all these questions, and then the opponent plays queen a6. And all of a sudden, Pragg goes queen e3 and he's better. He's clearly better now. And why is he better? Because the pin is broken. So now the knight is ready to jump. Let's say you go rook e8 like this. What does white do? White is not going to play queen f4. Then rook e4, already trouble. But what's the move that white wants to play here to rook e8? Exactly. Knight e5. Beautiful move. So suddenly f7 is hanging. And so many of you have actually found this move. Well done. Abhimanyu, Shlok, Saurabh, Vedant, Preetam, Sports with Anish, Manal, Intellectual, Prahlad, Akshay Deshmukh. Well done, guys. So knight e5 attacks this point. It's a very well placed knight. Yes, it's a pin, but who's going to attack it further? I can even sort of bolster it with f4 in the coming moves. So queen e3, I already like Pragnananda's position because the knight is coming to e5. Why not king f1 after? Mukul says, okay, Mukul, I can understand, but rook c1 looked better, no, anyway. Arjun also wins his match. He's in 3 out of 3 in Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi, guys, we are doing the coverage over there. There will be more stuff happening there. Rupali is there. She's bringing us the live sort of not a live coverage, but some very interesting stuff. BG6 played by Levon Aronian. Now with bishop g6 in the air, I think the next move is very clear. Yeah, bishop g6. Look at that. Levon looks a little uncomfortable there. Pragnananda in his typical pose. Did you guys even realize that every day Pragg is actually fighting? I mean, it doesn't matter to him, by the way. He doesn't care. But still, he is fighting for a sum of 5 lakh rupees almost. No, it's more than that. 5,25,000 rupees every day he wins, which is like some serious money, there. Rook c1 played. Very interesting move by Pragg. I thought he would go knight e5, which is also looking nice. But I think what he did not like here is bishop c2 to exchange these bishops. So he was like, Pragg said, I don't want to go there. Let me first stop his move bishop c2. Let me go rook c1. And now I'm threatening knight e5 next. No, if he wins only he gets it. Yeah, he cannot get it if he loses. And yes, I think rightly you have said he deserves it. Tejas says you had the scorecard on day 1. Why did you remove it? Tejas, we'll put it. I'll put there in a bit. I just need some time after game number 1. And then I will put that one. Maybe I should put it now. It'll take a minute of your time. So Pragg versus Aronian. Carlsen versus Liam. Aronian is still thinking, huh? He's not making his move. Duda versus Firuza. Oh, he played bishop d3. Okay, interesting move. And Anish versus Niemann. There we have it. I think all set. Okay, he plays his bishop to d3, attacking the rook here. Okay, interesting move. Yash Jain, thank you so much for your super chat. Now the rook is attacked on f1. So let's play rook e1. Maybe that looks like a good move. Also let's say rook e1. Levon has a very clear plan after rook e1. And Levon is playing that strategy. What will Levon do here, guys? Can anyone tell me? It's a key move to understand after rook e1. What will Levon do? Can you add name tags on video of the players? No, but you have to. I can tell you who they are. Top left is Pragg. Next to him is Levon, his opponent. Below Pragg is Niemann. Next to Niemann is his opponent Anish Giri. And on the right side top is Lekwang Liam, who is facing the last bottom right. I think you would know him. So I really like the fact that so many of you found this move bishop c4. Well done, guys. Hydrogen World, Padaya Kalpesh, Study IQ, Paradoxical, Debayan, Syed, Maths Horizon, Faizan Khan, Ashok, Bibash. Because this is a strong bishop and you want to trade it. So that's the reason why he is actually going for this idea with bishop d3, bishop c4. But Pragg, very alert to it, takes on c8, rook c8, and now he plays the move rook e1. But actually, is this a good idea? Because now bishop c4, exactly. I think Pragg maybe underestimated this move, or maybe he wanted to go like bishop c2 to keep the bishop, but then bishop a2 and you lose a pawn and your bishop is attacked. So maybe it was more important, instead of playing rook e1 here, another idea could have been bishop takes f6. And now there are two things. One, if you take with the knight, I can play rook c1, and if you play bishop c4, then I can take, and play knight e5. It's actually quite a complicated variation. Let's say rook c7, knight takes, rook takes, and queen e7, and you win back the rook. So here are some possibilities to keep, keep the position going. Knight, bishop f6. But what if bishop f6, bishop f1? Then here you have a very powerful strike. Can anyone in the chat find it? Here, white to play. What is the best move for white here? This is not an easy move to find, but I think you guys can do it. Absolutely right. And that is the move bishop takes f7. And so many of you have found it. Photo, Dynamis, Ishprit, Reena, Jayant, Satyan, Hydrogen, Padaya, Yatharth, Vignesh, Vinayak. So that if he takes, you can move in king g6, and now you can take this guy here. Queen g7 looks very strong, or you can start with knight h4. King has to maybe go here, and then g4 is a checkmate. So this is not so easy to play because of bishop f7, and if king h8, there is queen h6, which is a pretty mate because this pawn is pinned. And if king here, then there are many other ways to win, maybe queen e4 check, and the king already is in some bit of trouble here with this huge attack that is coming in with check, and then you lose here. So it was a very complicated line, but it is something that could have been done by Pragg, could have been maybe thought by him, but the moment he played rook e1, Levon jumped at the opportunity to exchange the bishops, which now looks good for him, because once the bishop is gone, it's like these two bishops are like your right hand, left hand, if you're boxing, it's like right hand punch, left hand punch. Moment, imagine that one hand is sort of gone, then you're boxing with just one hand, it's not as dynamic. So here, after bishop c4, Pragg still tried to keep something by playing rook c1, but after b5, I think Levon Aronian is already very happy with what he has, because now his queen actually defends this. Bishop takes b3 was played, and now Pragnananda took back ab3. Krutarth Darji says, Gukesh won round 3. Yes. Moves to 2735.9. That is 2736. World number 18. मजा आ रहा है. मजा तो आ रहा है. It's great fun. But I would say that the more he's like going upwards, ऐसा एक feeling आ रहा है कि I hope this does not stop, that kind of a feeling. Okay, by the way, no, I think b5, he took first. Bishop f6, knight f6, rook, knight e5, bishop b3, ab3, knight d5, and queen d2. I think Levon can actually try and grind this endgame, mainly because, now I have a question for you. Let's say rook c1, queen c1. In such a position, why would you say that black is slightly better than white? Can you tell me? Yeah, Pragg is down on time. Pragg has 3 minutes. Levon has 5. Why would you say white is slightly worse than black? Isolated pawns, pawn islands. I like pawn islands. Aditya Jha, well done. 2 pawn island, Naman Mehta. Actually, 1 extra pawn island for white. He has, what is an island? It means like pawns which are alone. So this is 1 island, this is 1 island, and this one is 1 more. So there are 3. While black has just 2 islands, which means that black has less weaknesses to worry about. A6 played by Levon. Levon playing it steady. I think for Levon, it's clear that this is a position worth fighting for against Pragg. It's not something that he should draw easily. He should keep fighting till the very end, till the bitter end. Meanwhile, Magnus Carlsen has just drawn his game. He's so unhappy there. You can look at him. He's like, why did I draw this position? It looked pretty good for me. Was it the case? Not really, yeah. I think black was doing pretty okay throughout the game. So maybe it's a good result for Magnus Carlsen to hold a draw against Le Quang Liem. It's a good one. Liem is not an easy opponent to beat. And Alireza Firuza better against Duda. Actually, Duda is having a very tough tournament. Hans Niemann is clearly worse against Anish. I think in terms of playing style, Anish is just would love to play Hans. Because I think Anish can really pressurize him. Oh, by the way, look at this. After queen c5, a6, queen went back, g6, queen d2, attacking h6, king g7. And now knight to d3. So Pragg wanting to put his knight on c5. Why is Anish's camera always having an issue? I don't know. Always some issue with Anish's cam. I like this maneuver by Pragg, which is knight d3. He wants to put it on c5, put pressure here, defend this pawn. Looks good. क्वीन e4, नाइट c5, क्वीन f4. अच्छा मार दो जल्दी जल्दी एक्सचेंज करते बिकॉज देखो एक्सचेंज नाइट a6, नाइट e2, किंग हियर, नाइट d4, फिर अपन खेलेंगे नाइट c7 या फिर b4. ठीक है, नाइट c7. And okay, this position looks scary for sure because black's king is very active, knight is centralized. But for the moment you take this, I'll take this. If you push this pawn, like let's say instead of king g7, if you push b4, then I will play my knight here. I will also control your king. I'll take your pawn. So it looks under control, but somehow Pragnananda decided to avoid the queen trade. Interesting. Also, you know, for in such positions which are very tactical in nature, because you have a queen and knight on the board, so there are many tactics here in the endgame. I think Pragg generally backs himself that maybe I can, you know, find some tactical things that can happen. Danish says the player cam feed in chess 24 is different. Yeah, true. I think they give this one, which is a very static feed, while there it's a dynamic one. After all, it's their event. They have organized it and they would like to have like that very nice USP for themselves. So interesting. But guys, यहाँ पे है मजा. We are going to, like, you know, Pragg vibing there, and I say he's moving check. He's going to place king up. Check. Now Levon, will he take the draw? Will he not? Levon is like thinking. तो मजा आएगा. Okay, draw incoming. Look at that Pragg sitting back on his chair. He's like, draw karenge. Shall we draw the game? Levon thinking. And I think Levon might not draw. What do you think, guys? दोस्तों ड्रॉ होगा या नहीं होगा क्या लगता है विल दिस एंड इन अ ड्रॉ विल लेवॉन अरोनियन हु हैज लाइक अ कपल ऑफ मिनट्स टाइम लीड ड्रॉ ड्रॉ check draw nice result for Pragnananda good one I think he might be a little unhappy I also feel because ये जो मूव था ना बिशप d3 very tricky move because he wants to exchange the bishop and I think here is where Pragg could have handled it better and it's very difficult to come up with a move like bishop f6 or you start with first exchanging the rooks and then playing bishop f6 because your idea is if you take here you have to see this sack secondly if your opponent recaptures you have to see rook c1 because then a trade would mean that you still have like the pressure here and knight e5 coming in so it's a very difficult idea to see and bishop c4 you have to then foresee take and knight e5 which is again difficult because then it's a complicated variation so all of this was not easy to see and Pragnananda couldn't calculate all of that in a rapid game maybe classical could have been a different story and once Levon got his bishop here I think if someone was pushing it was black in the end the game ended in a draw which is pretty okay let's quickly check what Anish Giri is up to oh my god Anish Giri is having a huge advantage huge okay let's play bishop e4 check your knight now your bishop is hanging you could think about taking here and then taking here which is like a clear pawn up Levon and Pragg are discussing the game after the match. That's nice. That's nice. Very good. I think in this format, people don't have much time, yeah, after the game to discuss. Also, they want to keep their some sort of secrets. Like if you saw yesterday, Hans Niemann played the same opening again. Pragg played the same opening again. So, but Levon is a very nice gentleman and he likes to, talk before the game, after the game. Bishop e4, f5. Okay, how to win this? I think you can play take rook g1 but it's not so simple like king f6 e3 push the knight away let's say knight e6 and then maybe a nice move here could be f4 so you can't take this is a problem I think Anish will sort of steamroll here गुकेश का गेम देखते हैं दोस्तों गुकेश का गेम कितने लोगों को इंटरेस्ट है गुकेश वर्सेस हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू आर इंटरेस्टेड टू सी द गेम ऑफ गुकेश एंड सनल वहाब अच्छा बहुत लोगों को इंटरेस्ट है ठीक है दोस्तों अगर आपको इंटरेस्ट है तो गेम तो देखेंगे ही हम टर्किश लीग पर हम देखेंगे गेम एज इफ वी आर गुकेश ठीक है वी हैव टू गेस हिज मूव्स दैट इज द फन पार्ट so should we finish the game of Anish and Hans and then go there because I think this game will end very soon let's look at that so he took And maybe now he takes here, but he plays e3. Knight c6. Ooh, f4. Oh, cool move by Anish. Anish is like, if you take Nihal and Arjun are also playing in Abu Dhabi. In fact, Nihal drew in game number 2 against a talented youngster from Pune. His name is Aditya Samant. So that was a good result for Aditya, holding Nihal to a draw. Anushila Das says, all the best to Pragg and Anish. Great commentary, Sagar. Also, you all did a great job covering the Olympiad. Thank you so much, Anushila. It's very nice of you to send in the super chat. ये जो मूव है ना, ये बढ़िया चाल है, बिकॉज इफ यू हरी एंड यू टेक दिस, देन आफ्टर टेक rook g2 check and you lose the bishop. So never play like super quick, just आराम से. And then after Hans moves his knight, pawn pushes ahead. I think Anish is going to do it this in style. People are like, आज एक बार वो दिखा दो. अरे guys, fully है अभी तक. Check coming up. King goes to d3. Anish doing it slowly. I think Anish will come here and then try somehow to get in d5. Check. Let's go up. Oh, he goes back. But how to get d5? Because right now CD, knight d5 is there. Can you go rook f2? With the idea of rook f6. Or another idea is bishop a3. Take and d5. He went rook h4. Rook g5. Bishop c1. Rook f5. ये let chess speak for itself. थोड़ा ज्यादा हो रहा है. ये मूव बढ़िया है, because if the knight moves, d5 is coming. I think he can try and attack this, but then rook g2 with the idea of entering would be good. भाई गुकेश का गेम देखेंगे ना दोस्तों, थोड़ा आराम से देखेंगे, जल्दी क्या है. और rook g5. I think Hans has to resign now. There's nothing much left. D5 last trap. Take, and yay. And then this would hang. Oh, he anyway plays it. Okay. Take. Knight takes. King takes. Maybe Anish has calculated it till a win. E6. Intermezzo. Rook e5. And Abhimaru. Nice. I think this is resignable. Hans there, just looking up there. King d4. Should be. गेम हो गया है. Alireza Firuza beat Duda. Actually, Duda has been in the worst form, no? At this event. I think Anish should convert this easily. There's nothing much left. Rook b5. He'll put his pawn here. This is weak. Resign. a4. You can even take it. Or you just play rook b4. ab. Just slightly careful. Huh? AB, you play take with the pawn here. AB. Resigns there. Anish Giri wins. Hans Niemann loses right now. And let's go over to Gukesh's game. तो कल का था. Let's have a look at okay. White is Gukesh. Black is Sanal Wahab. Okay, ready guys? You have to guess moves of Gukesh at the critical moment. I also don't know. I will also guess with you guys. Done. Gukesh opens the game with d4. अपने को पता है. He plays आराम से. d5 for Sanal. c4. What's the name of this opening? c4. Queen's Gambit. Correct. So c4, e6, Queen's Gambit declined. Knight c3, knight f6. Gukesh plays knight f3, simple chess. ये हो गया रागोजिन. गुकेश खुद भी ब्लैक से खेलता है ये. क्वीन a4 चेक. नाइट c6, e3, castles. Bishop d2, rook e8, very standard stuff. a3, bishop f8, h3. I think this is what Levon, Aronian and Nihal Sarin का गेम हुआ था ना ये लाइन में. Same thing happened, I think. Nihal was white at the Olympiad against Levon. So h6, rook d1, a6, bishop c1. So this might be Gukesh's new idea here, because before this move, something else had been played between Nair and Drigalov. That was queen c2. But I think the main point here is to sort of discourage e5, because then the rook is opposite the queen. Rook b8. Maybe idea is to take and push b5. So queen comes back. Black plays bishop d6 after 21 minutes. Gukesh plays c5 after 13 minutes, 14 minutes. ठीक है, all good till now. उन्होंने खेला बिशप f8. तो अब ब्लैक की आइडिया इज वेरी क्लियर. ब्लैक वांट्स टू प्ले e5. What black did was, he came here, he provoked c5 so that the tension in the center is gone, and goes back so that now he can play e5. But so how do you stop e5, or do you want to stop? Because let's say e5, I can take, knight takes, and then there is pressure down the d file. So here maybe Gukesh might play bishop e2. क्या लगता है? Oh, he went b4. But b4, what if e5 now? Did this happen in the game? Oh, e5 happened. Let's see how Gukesh dealt with it. He took, knight takes. Okay. Now the problem is, you want to play e4 because there is a pin here, but then there is a pin here also. So you are like, Arey bapre, how should I manage? And actually black looks good now in this position. Or maybe it's not. I think bishop e2, just simple chess. Or you can play knight e5, rook e5, and bishop d3, and then castle. It's also possible. Or just bishop e2. I like just bishop e2. Bishop e2. Oh, he took. Yes. Okay, मेरा point क्या था? देखो दोस्तों, I saw d4 is there, but I saw that d4 को we can do castles, because then whatever pawn he takes here or pc takes, I'll give a check and I will pull up. I'll take your queen. So that was the idea. So nice move. So bishop d3, he went b6. Black is like abhi bhi king center mein, let me open up the position, but I think he can take, no, on b6 now. Take on b6, castle. The only thing which I'm afraid in castling is that at some point bishop takes h3 and rook g5 check might not come. No, in FTX Samrat Das there is no ELO effect. There is no ELO that will be changed because it's an online event. But where Gukesh is playing, it's a ELO event, like a FIDE ELO. c6, wow. भाई मैं तो मारता था यार, मैं तो ये मूव ही खेलता था. I would have never thought of this move c6. इसके लिए तो अपुन इधर है and Gukesh उधर वर्ल्ड नंबर 18. अरे भाई नीचे गाइस, यस गुकेश हैज वन वर्ल्ड नंबर 18. प्लीज अभी ढोल वोल सब बंद करते हैं. वर्ल्ड ऑफ विट सेज आइडिया इज नाइट e2, नाइट d4, बिशप b2 से. ओ वाओ वाओ. Rook e6, now knight e2, है ना? बढ़िया बढ़िया, क्या ही मजा आ रहा है. क्वीन e8, पर अब नाइट आएगा ना, नाइट d4, अटैकिंग द रुक. रुक d6, ओके. ये c6 मूव क्या ही सोनी मूव थी, मतलब बहुत मस्त, वेरी नाइस. कासल कर दिया. नहीं नहीं यार गाइस, ये जो मूव था ना, ये वाला, आई थिंक ब्लैक अंडर एस्टिमेटेड c6 मेरे हिसाब से. अकॉर्डिंग टू माई एनालिसिस, आई एम नॉट यूजिंग इंजन. आई थिंक b6 इज नॉट अ गुड मूव. c6 के वजह से द पोजिशन इज इन वाइट्स फेवर ना. Castle, knight e4 played. I think Gukesh can take on e4, but then maybe why to hurry, no? He has no reason to do it. Why don't we? Oh, but he has some tensions. कि बिशप यहां से सैक मार के रुक g6 check. He has to be careful about his king for sure. I think f3 should be thought of at the right time, because then knight g3 you can go rook g1, rook e1. Ajaya says, what if c6 instead of b6 for black? I think yeah, but it is also passive, slightly passive position. Bishop b2, h5 खेला. I think should be considered to take. I don't know if this is good or bad, but shouldn't be good, because after king h2, I mean, there is one check, but you can always block it. So I think there was no attack as such. And Gukesh, in order to be a top player, you should not be afraid of such sacrifices. So he goes h5, rook c1, okay, b5, f3 played, rook e1. उन्होंने बोला था f3 आएगा कभी तो. Queen d8. I think queen f2 makes a lot of sense now. भाई गुकेश के मूव तो गेस कर लेते हैं अपन, और क्या गेस करें. चलो, की मूव तो गेस नहीं होता है, पर थोड़े बहुत मूव्स वी कैन गेस. व्हाट एल्स नाउ? लेट्स से व्हाट विल वी प्ले. हाउ शुड व्हाइट बी टेकिंग एडवांटेज ऑफ द सिचुएशन? e4 खेलना है. Actually speaking, e4 is not a bad idea, but after d4 what? अच्छा, e4 takes fe4. Oh, nice. And then you want to go e5 also, and your knight is well protected by the bishop and the queen. Ah, makes sense guys, makes sense. I like it. देखते हैं. Chat, थोड़ा मेहनत करेंगे ना तो we will also reach close to Gukesh somewhere. Nice. Take with the pawn, very important. Why to take with the bishop? और knight से मार देगा. Pawn. Now e5. rook h6. भाई कहाँ गए तुम? पुश करते ना e5. पुश करो, खुश रहो. Why not? अच्छा, पहले रुक को थोड़ा इंप्रूवमेंट, यू नो, क्वीन के अगेंस्ट. नाइस नाइस, लाइक इट. क्वीन e8. तो अब तो पुश. सी माय आइडिया इज कि मेरे को e5 खेलना ही है, बट देयर इज अदर पॉसिबिलिटी ऑल्सो, नॉट टू फॉरगेट नाइट f5 मूव. बट देन ये c6 पॉन थोड़ा वीक है आफ्टर टेक. गेम देखो, व्हाइट है गुकेश, ब्लैक है सनल. क्वीन f4. Let's go to that game and we'll finish it. It's I think few more moves. We will look at it in the next episode, like after the next break. Let's go to our game of Pragg versus Levon. वो ये एच पॉन यहां पर कैसे? हाउ हाउ डिड दैट हैपन? हाउ डिड द एच पॉन कम डाउन द बोर्ड? लेट्स हैव अ लुक. c4, e5, knight c3, knight f6, knight f3, e4. अच्छा, Abhiban variation on the board. Abhiban variation. Take d5. Take. Guys, Adiban is known for this line. h5. He played with Javokir Sindh, not Javokir, Wakidov. Jakhongir Wakidov. e3, h4. Knight e2, knight c6. d4. Queen f6. Knight c3. Queen g6. स्कोर अपडेट नहीं किया है दोस्तों, क्या ही कितना काम करेंगे हम. फटाफट. Carlsen, Liam, draw. Firuja wins. Niemann, Giri wins. Done. ठीक है. सो मेरा एक सवाल है आप सबसे. लेवॉन अरोनियन ने यहां पर a3 खेला. लेवॉन played his pawn to a3. What would have happened if he had taken this? And he's also threatening this. Guys, मेरे नीचे है ना जो लोग रहते हैं, they are always very excited about life. They want to celebrate or for everything. Like for example, Gukesh winning, then Arjun winning, then anything. So right now they are celebrating. Although maybe they are also celebrating something else. अपन तो अपना देखते हैं ना. So bishop d6. I think this is the move. Stopping bishop c7 and unbelievable line. Yeah, this is something which you guys should definitely explore. So देखो c4 खेला तो you play e5. When your opponent goes here, you bring your knight out. Then he will develop his other knight. You push the pawn. When he goes here and attacks this, you don't even touch it. You play c6. And then when he takes, you take and push d5. You've given up one pawn, and then you give up another pawn, because what you are saying to white is that, look, your bishop can never come out because g2 is under pressure. You can never play g3 because I will take, and your rook is under pressure. So you don't have too many moves. Meanwhile, I can develop easily bishop g4, bishop e6, long castle, short castle, rook c8. That, so I think this is a very interesting line to explore. Rakshit says b5 is also interesting instead of c6. Really, Rakshit? You think here b5 is a move? Oh, nice idea, Rakshit Singh. क्या ही आइडिया बताया आपने. वाओ, ये है चैट का कमाल. I didn't know this move. Yeah, I didn't know. So let's say if I take here, you go d5. Better. Oh, Blumenfeld gambit type. b5. But I like this move. It's a known gambit. I was not aware. Generally, I'm aware of these gambits: knight b5, c6, and then d5, getting good compensation for sure. So actually, the right response to this, if you take, and then take, maybe white is slightly better. But I think the best move here, and maybe not many would know, to b5 is perhaps d3. So good one. Okay, let's go back to the game. After a3, Pragg went bishop d6. Bishop came to d2. He plays his bishop to f5. And now Levon quickly puts his rook on c1. Actually, Levon's approach to such openings has always been that, you are giving me a free pawn, I will take it and I will play. I feel that this opening gives a lot of Stafford Gambit like feels. Your pawn down, it doesn't seem like you have good compensation, but the very fact that this bishop cannot develop means the king will remain in the center, and that provides enough compensation. Let's say, for example, I castle here. All of a sudden, white has to decide what should I do? Like, what's my aim now? Because I have developed all my queenside pieces. The moment I develop this, I am losing my g2 pawn. So g2 nahi हारना है. So that's why you might need to play g3 now. Now that he has castled, g3 makes more sense because then there is no rook here. So maybe Pragnananda, okay, he castled. I was thinking maybe Pragg doesn't castle for one more move and plays something like rook d8. Could be possible. To just ask a question to his opponent, what do you want to do? But I think Pragg quite happy with castling. And g3 might be a risky move, no? Like take. If I play bishop g3, भाई मारेगा नहीं वो. He'll play rook g1 and pin you. So that's the reason why this is not working. So I think Levon will go g3 now, and Pragg has to decide how to continue, because if he doesn't play well, then Levon will play bishop g2 or bishop e2. Then maybe, okay, still it's a long way off because he cannot castle very soon. Queen f3 played by Levon. Nice move. Levon is asking Pragg, bhai, Pragg, what's your idea now? I have two attacks on d5. I have a queen and the knight, both looking here. What is your plan? I think Pragg has to defend, and now what I feel a little bit stressed out is that Pragg is not playing his move quickly, which shows that he's out of his prep perhaps. And in such a position, if you are out of your prep, your pawn down, it's not easy to play. Okay, first question. Can we go bishop e4? Horrible move. Terrible move. Because after take and queen h3, now you defend g2, next move bishop e2, castle, you have no compensation, you can resign such a position, or you can at least, you have a terrible position, you can't play it. Okay. So, now if I do rook a d8, I want to defend this pawn. But then already the bishop, like the pawn is defended here. Now, such a move cannot work. Such a move will not work. Firstly, there is bishop e4 in the position. I think bishop e4 is just over, no? What does he say himself? Knight f4. Attacking here. Okay. Maybe better is rook f e8. More pressure from all pieces. Knight d4 is a threat. Wow, nice. This is what black is looking for. Like play, do pawn de diya, like le lo, but I will attack. So actually Levon should not take on d5 in any way. Like taking with the knight, of course not with the queen, because then there will be a deadly disco. But bishop e2, just play your bishop here. Now he will play rook f e8. Then he will castle. And we will reach a position where white has castled and has got what he wanted. People are saying that it's loud. What is loud? My commentary? Hello, hello. Sound is a bit loud. Okay, fix mic. Maybe now it's better. Is it good? Sorry for that. So he goes queen f3 here. And I think still Pragg is thinking. हाँ guys, आप थोड़ा वॉल्यूम पे भी देख लो कि if you can. So there is another possibility in such a position, like after rook d8, bishop e2, rook e8, castle. Now, what is the move that black should play according to you? Now, everything is done here. Both sides have developed. What is the way in which you will still try and create play as black? Try to think black to play. So a lot of you want to push the pawn to h3, which is actually not a bad idea. And I think if I look here, the major move that everyone suggested is h3. But there is also another way to play here, and that is because h3 will be met with g3. And then again, you have to figure out how will you continue. But a very good idea is to play knight a5 here. So the knight is looking at these two squares. And if you look here, World of Wit, Aditya Jha and Rugved about sports have found it. So this is a very nice move. I like it. Swarup Rath says square of chessboard has 6 months waiting period. Can CBI arrange it fast? I think they were planning to launch in India at some point. So maybe they have something figured out. Maybe it's I can speak with them at some point. Oh, look at this. What did happen? Oh my god. Pragg went bishop g4, forcing Levon, telling Levon, Levon bhai, you don't have any squares here. Nowhere. You can't go anywhere. So you must take this. And then Pragg goes rook a d8. And guys, this is looking very scary for Levon Aronian, because now he's 2 pawns up, but his king is in the center, rook is here. But objectively, the engines love the position for white. He plays h3, and Levon is telling Pragg that look, Pragg, I'm taking your bishop, and if you go back, I'm very happy to go back with my queen. So I think Pragg may not want to put his bishop on f5 because that allows the queen to go back. But on the other hand, if you play bishop h5, then already this bishop is sort of loosely placed. And there's a very nice move, guys, based on loose pieces drop off. What is that move? Can you find out? White to play. Jaideep Unudurti, who is a very well-known journalist and a writer, has made a tweet saying India at 75 has become a chess superpower. The junior list shows the champions of tomorrow is the clearest indication. In top 20, there are 6 Indians and only 2 Russians and Americans, for example. A revolution inspired by Vichy 64 the king, like Vichy Anand. And Vishy Anand has written, thanks, that's impressive. And it's very nice. The biggest thing which I notice here is chess, 2700 chess. Everyone's so glued to it, no? And statistics has such a power to glue someone to a sport. That's what also is very important. Yes, by the way, a very important move that I had asked here is after bishop h5, what's the move? And g4 is many of you wanted to play, but guys, you forgot about en passant here. Remember, en passant is possible. When the pawn moves 2 squares, you can do it. So that is not a good idea. But all those who said bishop d3, love it. Because after you take here, queen h5 is hanging. And so the right move has been suggested by World of Wit, Satyam Jha, Jaden Thattil, Aryan Shah, Aditya Grahari, Shivam Talwar, Fyro Boy, Deepak Singh, Kushagra Verma, White Tiger. So, ooh, and look at this move by Pragg. He goes bishop to g3. My god, what a move by Pragnananda. He's attacked the queen and Levon Aronian there. It's just very relaxed while Pragnananda wants to checkmate his opponent's king. Maybe this is one of those games where Pragg is going all in. He's saying that, I want to then sack something on d4. Although the engines simply hate white's position, I think practically we have to be a little, hate black's position. White has to be careful here. Pragg has, of course, not played this game so well, but to tell you the truth, he's going all in. Either he will sort of just crumble in the next couple of moves, or he might be able to swindle Aronian somehow. So let's say if queen c4 here, I think what he wants to do is perhaps sack here, knight d4. Because after ed4, he might want to play this. But then bishop g3, how do you make use of it? Like bishop e2? Maybe there's nothing much happening, yeah? Maybe Levon will just call it a bluff. Pragg is actually playing like Levon against Levon. Like bluffing his opponent. So Pragg might lose this. If Pragg loses this, it will be 1.5 in the favor of Levon. But let's stick here and see what does Levon play next. Also, very quickly looking at Magnus Carlsen's game, Liam has a nice position here, nice advantage, slight advantage. While Alireza Firouzja is slightly worse against Jan Sistov Duda, and Anish Giri is equal against Hans Niemann. I think once Anish gets a lead in a match, it's very difficult to beat him. Queen e4 played. Look, he's gone wrong. He's gone wrong. He didn't play a good move. Queen c4 was the best move, but he has played a subpar move, and that has actually, I think, he's going to be very happy. Pragnananda would be very pleased with this because clearly now he can gain a tempo with bishop f5, and although he will go back, now Pragg is not going to take his bishop away from here. What is the move that adds one more piece into the attack? Can you guys tell me what is the move here that black should play which adds one more piece into the attack? Yep. Let's see what you guys have come up with. Rook e8 and nd4, two moves. Now nd4, I don't see it working for now because after take and bishop e2, somehow everything's protected. Next move, castling. But the move that is correct is rook f e8. A big kudos to all those who found this quiet little move, rook f e8. I'm going to read only rook f e8, not rook e8. So Padaya Kalpesh, Chandan Nagar, Devashish, Aditya Jain, Siddhu, Mayur, Rakshit, Raj, Shashank and Neil. So many of you wrote rook e8. But this was rook f e8 because this rook could also go no to e8. So if you write only rook e8, I'm confused whether you wanted to play this rook or this rook. So rook f e8 and bishop f5 was played by Pragg here, and he has attacked the queen. Keep things simple says black is playing like Aronian against Aronian. Exactly, exactly. Pragnananda is going all in. Okay, now Pragg I think most likely will find rook f8. Why I feel he will find is because after rook f8, f takes g3, there is knight takes d4, queen f2, maybe there is knight b3 is there. Yeah, hg3 is there. It looks bad. It looks bad. I think queen f4 must be played. But then again, knight b3 attacking here and here. That looks scary. I think rook f e8 is something that Pragg should play. But look at Pragnananda's time. He's down to 3 minutes 45 seconds. Levon Aronian has 10 minutes 23 seconds. What does he do here? I don't think Pragg should take here, guys. Because look, take rook f e8, bishop e2. Do you see even one good move here for black that prevents short castling next move? I don't see it. And Pragg goes rook f e8, best move in the position. Now it's heating up. Okay, one question. Can Levon go bishop e2? He can actually. He can. But in the ensuing position, it seems like look at these pieces, no, like zoop, 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 zoop. They are so nice. They are so beautiful. So can we go like bishop back? Okay, this is the point. Like I'm sure Levon will play bishop e2. That's out of question. Like he will play it. Bishop b8. Okay. And now if you castle here, then how does black create a very big threat in the position? You guys be aware of all the threats in the position. What is the move here that according to you creates a big threat? And you guys are just on top of your game. Excellent job, all of you. Queen d6 threatening a mate. And the right answer has been given by World of Wit, Aditya Jain, Nitin, Sai Charan, Yug, Satish, Abhishek, Ishprit, Advik, and Amay. Excellent, guys. Queen d6 is the powerful move. So now Levon actually might not be very happy with all this developments, and he must be thinking like, यार कुछ ठीक नहीं लग रहा है. Black has got all his pieces nicely positioned. I need to think about what to do. But for now, he has this big problem to navigate. What about rook to d4? Vivan says. But Vivan, which position rook d4? You mean, oh, Vivan says in this position. Vivan, are you the under 10 national champion of India? Or is this some other account? Maybe Vivan wanted to take here, attack the queen and threaten this. It's a very interesting suggestion by him. But somehow rook e8 is now not possible. And even if you go here, then this sack and then you are a piece up. Okay, very nice, Vivan. Good to see you here. So bishop e2 has been played by. Now it's important for Pragnananda to decide what to do about his bishop, because this becomes a real threat. People are asking why not fg3, but we saw that no, fg3 there is knight d4 with this attacking the queen and knight b3 and all sorts of threats. So now, oh, he goes queen h5 and he's offering a queen trade to Pragg. And Pragg takes it. Pragg is like, I'm ready to go into an endgame. And he takes on d4. Levon instantly plays bishop d1, controlling b3 and c2. Neeraj says, hi Sagar bhai, not to jinx it, but isn't the more attacking chess sometimes backfire in crucial games? It is quite possible, quite possible. And look at the speed at which Levon is playing, no? Bishop d3, Levon just goes here. The thing is, there's a very nice statement made by Sokolov. I don't know how true it is, but also it's up to the experts to analyze it. He said that currently, in the current crop of Indian youngsters, he thinks Gukesh will go the farthest. Then everyone else, knight b3, now attacking here. Maybe he will take on d2 and then he will play like the opposite colored bishops, pawn down, and should be able to hold this to a draw. And he thinks the reason why Gukesh will go down, will be able to go further than the others, is because he thinks that the rest of the Indian youngsters, especially Pragg and Nihal, do not venture into positions which are out of their control. Like they want everything to be under their control. Like, you know, they don't want to take risks, while Gukesh does take risks. So, but I think after seeing this game today, you can already sense that perhaps it's not true. Yeah, like Pragg definitely taking a lot of risks, and it's an interesting statement. Also, it's too early to say who will go ahead, who will not, because their styles are so, it's developing still. It's not easy to make a statement just like that. But Ivan Sokolov always speaks his mind. By the way, this pawn, now the threat is to and take the pawn on b2. So what if b4? Why is this a terrible move? I want at least 200 people to answer this. Guys, 200 log to banta hai. 200 people, can you answer this? Let's see how many people have been able to answer this already. The right answer is bishop c3, pinning the rook, and we have 270. By God, nearly 300 people. Vivan Vishal Shah, Gnana Kumar, World of Wit, Mukul Manghani, Satyam Jha, Adarsh Kartikeyan, Real Sagar Shah, Ratnam Gurumurthy, Deepak Singh, Chess Codes. Well done, guys. So this is pinned here. And so, by the way, what did Levon do instead of this? He went a4. So I think Levon's point is, if you take here, now a3 is not hanging. So I'll play rook b1 and I will chop this off. That was Levon's point. But Pragg was like, okay, fine, I see your point. I'll play b6 so that next time threatening to take and then take this. Bishop b5, he took, check, king c2, check, and now 1 minute for Pragg, king b3 played. I think mainly Levon is playing on time here. He wants to really put Pragg under pressure, but Pragg is very, very sharp. He wants to get to d2 and attack this and this. Now e4, very cool move. He wants to play e5. A nice idea could be rook d2, e5, bishop e7, transferring the bishop to c5, where it would be actively positioned. But generally, when your opponent comes down with e5, you don't want e5 played. Look at the speed at which Levon is playing, no? All chairs empty at the top. The thing which I love about both Levon and Pragg is that both have such different ways of dealing with the situation. Like Levon looks fully relaxed, while Pragg, who is down to 44 seconds, is just enjoying himself, here. I think a good idea here. Look at this again. A quick move played by Levon. Rook to c1. I think Pragg will now just play his pawn to a5. It just makes so much sense because then you are stopping a5. I mean, Pragg 101% will go a5. लिख के रखो guys. Bet for whatever you say. किसी ने bet दिया नहीं. अच्छा हुआ g6. Okay. I don't know why he didn't play this because I also thought a5. The idea is if he goes king c3, I can go bishop b4 and then I can force you back and then I can repeat. कोई लिया नहीं bet. No one took it, g6, bishop f3. अरे गाइस किसी ने देखा नहीं. Rook d4, attacking this and threatening rook b4. Take it. Take it. Go into the endgame. No, don't take it. Should we take it? थोड़ा risk है. Because the king is very advanced. I think he'll go bishop e3 and take this. And now, can Levon go in here? Let's say king b5, bishop f4, king a6, bishop e5, king a7, bishop d4, or maybe bishop takes b2. But this is definitely risky, this strategy, because you're going to lose this. Oh, what? They drew already? अच्छा, Pragg was like, भाई ये सब pawn one के चक्कर में पड़ना ही नहीं है. I'll play a5 and I'll just defend this like this. And I'm just okay. Wow, that was a nice draw by Pragg. Well done by Pragg actually, by saving that position. Was not at all easy. Not at all easy. And he has done something very nice. I think what Levon missed absolutely for sure is c4. I think Levon did not maybe like knight a5 attacking the queen and threatening here. But after something like queen a4, white is... Yeah, and also you are a little bit afraid of leaving your queen such to the side when there are threats like bishop f2 in the air. So I can completely understand why Levon went queen e4. But it turns out that after rook f e8, bishop b8, queen h5, this position black has enough play to hold a draw. And Pragg did it very well. Pragg did it excellently. And in the final position, if you see, he drew with a very nice idea a5. He says, you can never attack these pawns now. My bishop protects it. I have also attack on your pawns. I will bring my king up here. And I think there is nothing much that can happen. Okay, very cool. Guys, do like the stream and also please make sure that you subscribe and we can reach to 994k. And I hope that we can reach before 21st. This tournament ends to 1 million. That should be the aim. And I hope Pragg manages to win this event and we also reach 1 million. um, Also in the description, guys, please check out the links, and also in the pinned message it's a link to download your free Crypto Key, which is an NFT that gives you access to some special perks. What are these perks is written in the description. It gives you special access and also to a Discord channel of the FTX crypto, which is also mentioned in the description. And whoever downloads this keys, if there are more downloads, then there is a scholarship that is being instituted by FTX along with Pragnananda, who is going to give it to the winner. The winner will get the scholarship of FTX Prague scholarship of 1.5 lakh rupees. And this is done via help chess, and I hope that people will find value in what they get as a download. At the same time, it will also help a youngster who is in need of funds. So this is how we decided to use the money. We could have sort of kept it, but we wanted to do a scholarship for someone, and this is how things are. So thanks everyone who have downloaded it and who are downloading it. We have to finish the Gukesh game. Yeah, Yash Naik, we looked at Gukesh's game. We will now finish it because we finished some. So let's go to Gukesh's game. Check what is happening. King h5. By the way, this looks like a draw to me. So if we update the scores, right now Pragg versus Aronian 1-1. Match getting exciting. Last two games. Carlsen versus Liam. Carlsen drew Liam again. Okay, so 1-1. And Anish Niemann draw. I think Firuza will draw most likely. I'm going to just put in the result. Maybe we'll change it if it changes. And Niemann Giri also draw has taken place already. Okay, this is how things are. Let's go and check the remaining of Gukesh's game. Okay, so we were looking till this point and we were guessing Gukesh's move. Last move was queen coming up to f4. And Gukesh has now attacked the pawn on c7. If he goes bishop d6, I believe his plan is to push e5. Queen e7, protecting this. So now, how do we continue? Knight f5, knight e2 you want to do. Not so sure that we want to play that backward move, but knight e5, knight f5 I like, because then he takes it, I take it, and I attack your queen. Yeah, looks interesting, but he will go queen d6, offering a queen trade after that. Bishop c1. Wow. It's a very weird move. Very. This is the kind of move that actually gets you the win, huh? I don't understand it though. What about queen d6, e5? So if queen d6, there will be e5. Because then the queen will defend this knight. So there is no attack. Okay. Rook h5. What to do now? Knight f5 still? Actually, not really. The position is super complicated, huh? It's not like how weirdly the pieces are positioned. e5. Okay, that was long overdue. Bishop e6. Bishop e6. Okay, now guys, think. What we are trying to do here is we are trying to think like Gukesh, who's white here against Sanal Wahab in the third round of the Turkish league, and Gukesh managed to beat his opponent. Bishop c2 says Bhanu Prakash, but Bhanu Prakash, what's your idea with Bishop c2? Just improving, huh? The bishop. Queen f3, good move. Whoever said that. Jacob Thomas says, Sagar, please keep in mind Gukesh played many non-best moves due to severe time pressure. Acha. He was in time pressure. Maybe he would be, right? Because from what I see in the notations, he has taken a lot of time on some of the previous moves. So maybe it is true. G6 played. Now bishop c2 makes sense. Because I think what the plan is to play bishop c2, knight e6 and bishop b3. Bishop c2. Khela. Okay, but I got this idea from you guys only. So bishop c4. Yeah, now e6, no? Just push it. I mean, I was just hoping that sometime the bishop will move and I can just push this in. And it will weaken his position a bit. What do you think? Or is it too soon? Maybe Gukesh won't play that move or what? Arre. F5 maybe. But then already, like, why did he play? I'm sure bishop c4 is a mistake. And black is doing okay in this position. No? Or is he not? Maybe I'm just mistaken. Because this is a big threat, it seems to me. Like, take, and bishop b3 and then rook d7. I think that's a big threat. Senthil Velavanji, thank you for becoming backer of Indian chess. What's the referral code? I think it's inbuilt in the Phoenix. It's inbuilt in the link, no? The referral code. I think it's Chess Tour 2022. I think. Bishop c4, e6, bishop g7. I was thinking if you can play f5, but I believe that some sack will come here at some point. Also, just the rook coming into d7 and e6 pawn is a big strength. So bg7, but now you take ef, I think, take, queen takes. Okay. Guys, think now what to do as Gukesh. Now is the important moment to finish it off because everything is loose, in the position. But if I take queen takes queen, King takes. I want to win this pawn, but it's defended by the king. Also, he can take with the bishop also, not to forget. So maybe... not so easy to find the move. I think I got it. What to do? Take with the queen. He might take it. If he takes with the bishop, there's knight e6, which is looking good. But if he takes with the king, because mainly this f1 square is controlled by the knight. Shlok Mali says queen f7 with bishop f4. That's a nice idea. Oh, nice idea. Take bishop f4. If he defends rook c8, oh, he didn't take only. Played queen g4. Nice. Oh, कभी कभी सब मूव देखने के बाद कितना सिंपल लगता है. Like it's such a simple idea. He's just put more pressure here. And then knight e6 also is a threat. Nice. Rook f8. Okay, I guess there's a huge threat now. There's a huge threat if we are careless, and if we take this just as an example, then there is a massive threat here. Do you see it, guys? The massive threat. Arjun 2710, he won. Wow. I think queen f2 is just over, no? Queen f2. Or I was also thinking like take here. Check. Because, no, but he'll take with the queen. Then there is queen g6. And if you take with the rook, then there is queen f1, rook f1, rook f1, king h2, and rook h1 mate. So I have to be a little careful there, I think. So Gukesh went knight f3. Nice. Very cool move. Very cool and calm move. Now he's threatening this and this. Can you go g5? But then knight g5. So he went knight e2. But then we can just... No, let's not play rook e2. No, let's king h1 or king h2. I think king h1 should be good. King h2. Queen e7. Okay, few options now. Okay, he's threatening check. Maybe. You want to go rook d7. But now that... Can we not just take queen takes g6? He took with the bishop. Bishop e5 check. It's getting complex. I think you can just go king h1. Because if knight g3, you can go king g1. Should be good. King h1. And he resigns. He resigns the game. Because if knight g3, king g1. And then if there's no check anymore. If you go here, I can already take. If you take with the bishop, I can take. Check. Nice. So actually speaking, guys, मेरे हिसाब से the key error was one was b6 by black, and we'll check with the engine, and the other key error which I thought was bishop c4 allowing e6 here. What do you think? Let's try and check with the engine once if I was correct. No, but so just doing this here and showing you with the engine. So already according to the engines, This was already a bad position. But if we go to b6 here, yeah, it might be an inaccuracy for sure. b6 is an inaccuracy. So okay, that was not a good idea, but he was already getting into a slightly worse position. I guess his idea with rook b8 already started, and bd6 this allowing, and b6 c6 was the only move, kind of nice. Knight e2, queen e8, knight d4, rook d6 castles, knight e4. F3 was nice. Actually, you spoke about f3. h5, rook c1, queen f2. You will see that Gukesh's games are not like the cleanest as such, but they have a lot of interesting elements that keep happening, like bishop c1, e5, 6, g7, ef, queen f. Queen f7 was the best move. Take, and we couldn't find a good move here, but the good move is knight f3, threatening knight g5. Okay, got it. Queen g4 was not the best move because of rook f8. He missed this. He had to take, let's say rook takes, and maybe find this crazy move, rook e5. Ooh, wow. Because if rook e5, there is queen f1 mate and queen h1. So, this made a miss. I think he missed knight f3. This was nice move by Gukesh. इसके बाद he finished it off. Awesome. I mean, the game ended with bishop e5 king h1. I don't know. Did Pragg's game start? Not yet, guys. The game has not started. But these guys are still playing this endgame. Wow. Alireza Firuza actually managed to convert it. So my one and half of Duda is actually incorrect. Oh, mix an error. Maybe it's correct. Rook g6 was correct, but who knows? अर्जुन का गेम देखना है. Okay. Let's look at Arjun's game. Arjun is what, leading in a Abu Dhabi Masters or what? So let's look at Arjun, who's now 2712, but 2710. But here I think Firuza is going to lose this. So it will be 1-1. Duda has made a comeback in this tournament if he wins this. It's not easy to win this actually. I feel that it might even end in a draw. See, 10 seconds for Firouzja to decide whether king h8 or king h6. I think he will go king h6. Yeah. And you can see Duda is shaking his head. I don't know why. He doesn't like his position. Here, king h7. Check. King f7 now. Or whatever. I mean, whatever you play, I think it should be. But king d7, there is rook f8. Rook f1, right? So eventually you have to play king e7, check, king f8. Ah, nice. Lucina on the board, guys, very soon. Look at Duda there. He's very happy. He's managed to win it. He knows now this is in theoretical win territory. Drinking his water there. So let's say if you go here on the long side, f7, you can wait, but then what he will do is just go here. And if you come here, I'll give you a check. Otherwise, I'm just going king e8 and making a queen. So it's all under control. If you stay behind here, then he goes here. Now rook d8 looks good. King e7 and resigns. Also, queen now incoming, cannot stop it. And Duda has beaten Firouzja. So actually, my prediction was incorrect. The game has ended 1-1. Nice. Matches on very well placed. Till the game starts next, let's quickly check the game of Arjun. So Arjun here playing against Alexander Injik. And Arjun is already on what's his score? 2710. So it went d4, knight f6, c4, e6, knight c3, c5. Oh, we have the Benoni on the board. d6, e4, g6, f4. Arjun goes for the 4-pawn attack. Check. Knight d7, a4. Castles is all theory. Knight f3, knight a6, castles, knight b4, h3, a6, bishop c4, f5, e5. Ooh, that's a pawn sack. de, d6 should be in his prep. No, still Arjun's time. Look, 134. Knight g5, 134. e4, knight e6, queen f6. And he takes the bishop, not the rook. It's a very important move, because if you take the rook, I have a check. Take the queen, bishop takes, and then knight takes. We have enough compensation there. Oh, Levon and Prague have begun. Okay, we look at this game later, guys. Levon and Pragnananda have begun the game, and so have the other players. So let's get it rolling. Ooh, to play the Grunfeld against Prague. That is a risky choice by Levon Aronian. Knight f3, bishop g7, cd, knight d5, e4, knight c3, b takes c3, c5, h3. Bishop e3, bishop d2. Well, Shyam Vatika, because you remember what? He's just blundered out of the opening. Levon Aronian has played a move which has given Prague like a winning advantage. Now, the thing is, why is it risky to play against Prague an opening like Grunfeld is because he's very well prepared in general. Remember his game with Anish Giri? We managed to beat him. Now, what is the winning move? Let's first try to understand, even it's not at all easy, and I don't think Prague will find it. But the engines think it's a winning move. Firstly, Queen a5, Bishop d2 has been played. I think Queen a3 is a good move here. But he goes b6. And it's a very natural move because if you try to trap the queen with c4, queen a3, and the queen is safe here, already this is a trouble in the center. So that's not a good idea. The right move then is that every time you play c4, he's rushing here to a3. So what should you do? And I think Prague, if he takes enough time, he will be able to think about it. Or if someone tells him, Prague, Aronian has made a mistake, he will spot it. Yes, very good. All those who are mentioning a4, very good. But you have to try to understand what's happening next. For example, a4. What if black opens up the fifth rank for his queen? Then you take, attack the queen. Now, queen can't go here, 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 here. Has to go here. And at that point, after bishop e2, the queen is again in trouble with the knight jumping up and attacking the queen. So, it's for reasons like that. And also, like, let's say, for example, after a4, if he goes something like bishop a6, then now c4 traps the queen because now there's no queen a3, correct? And if he plays a move like bishop b7, then now, okay, c4 is possible but allows queen a6, and now the queen, you cannot trap it because it's on a6. But what you can do here, and a very important move here, is bishop b5 with the idea of c4 to trap the queen. So a4 becomes a very important idea, and I think Prague would definitely keep that in mind for next time when it happens, because this time he was unable to find it. He plays his queen to b3, which is not a bad idea. Still trying for this a4 business. Next, bishop d7 played by Levon, and actually Levon has once again allowed a4, and I think Prague will this time take this idea with a4, but it's not. Yeah, he plays it. Excellent. Good move, Prague. Good move. Actually, it was not so simple, and I think I like how Prague is super focused there. And Levon has to be a bit worried about this position now. You see Prague already drinking his water which we all know is a sign of danger for his opponents. In Pragg's mind, whenever the result is of a game is kind of fixed, he drinks his water. I really like this move a4 because, okay, question is black cannot develop anything. Let's say, for example, knight c6 is just a massive blunder because then you just plonk your bishop here with the idea of c4. We already know how the queen can get trapped there. But actually it won't, like let's say rook f d8, how is it getting trapped so soon? c4 because there's knight b4. But I think we can just play calmly. Black is horribly placed here. So वो सवाल तो नहीं है. a4 को knight c6 he won't play. Also take and queen h5 absolutely makes no sense after bishop e2 when there is a lot of pressure on the queen and it's once again almost trapped. So a4 is a classy move by Pragg. I love it. It's just telling the queen. So if Pragg had gone a4 before, then the queen coming to b3 was not needed. Pragg's idea of queen b3 was to play queen, it was to stop queen a3. But queen b3, now he goes bd7, a4, e6. Okay, let's think carefully. Let's think like you are in Pragg's shoes. Don't think about the bar. But what would you do here? Because if you play bishop b5, he will take the bishop. You can't take with the a pawn. Your rook is hanging below, right? So let's say if here he takes, you take, this is hanging. So we can't do that. Oh, guys, do you spot that move now? What should white do? So you see, your plan here is to trap the queen, correct? You want to play c4, but then there is queen a6. So you want to play bishop b5 and c4. But the problem with that is that bishop takes b5, a b5, rook is hanging. So what do? Do you see it? Yes, I like that all of you are thinking very carefully, and I think Pragg might do this. Yes, rook a2, well done, and rook a3, both moves are correct. Excellent job. Who are the guys who found it? Rook a2. Sharvil, Abhishek, Chaitali, Chesdi, Vibhanshu, Pranav, Prashant, Devesh, Rishabh, Adarsh. Also Rook a3, Aryan, Harsh, Clara, Pramod, Shivam, Devesh, Riddhima. And he goes Rook a2. Pragg OP in the chat, guys. Rook a2 played by Pragnananda. क्या ही मूव खेला है Pragg ने. And look at Pragg there swiveling in his chair. He knows bishop b5 and c4 will trap the queen. Superb, yeah, superb. Look at how he's just cornered the queen. Like पूरा चक्रव्यूह में फंस गया है queen. Rook a2 with the idea of bishop b5 and c4 trapping the queen. What about b5? It's a free pawn, no? If you play b5, I'll take free pawn. Okay, you can save your queen, but do you what cost? You just lost a pawn. Water bottle OP एकदम मस्त. I think Pragg knows that this is trouble time for black for sure. Okay, just to be very sure, because you feel like after this the queen is thoda free, you know, it looks like it has more space to breathe. But now, even now though, it's even worse because the bishop is now blocked because of the e6 pawn. So actually the queen is trapped in one move. Do you see it? Yes, g4, exactly. Queen trap. So earlier there was at least bishop g4, you can't take, and then the rook would hang. So you had to play bishop e2, but now you don't even need to do that. Now all squares taken up. Sorry, the queen is trapped. So now Levon goes bishop c6. Okay, tricky Levon. What is his plan to bishop b5? Bishop e4, c4. Over, no? Bishop b5. What is Levon doing? Like, I didn't even see the engine. Like, I was just thinking on my own here. And I think it works. And I think Pragg will do that. Just bishop b5. Put the bishop here. Takes ab, rook, queen trap. And if bishop e4, c4. I think Levon's just missed this entire trick of the queen trap. Sachin says bishop b5 a6, but Sachin still c4. Bishop b5 a6 still c4. आप एक पीस मारोगे, मैं आपका क्वीन मार दूंगा. I'll take your queen. No, I mean Pragg sees it. A move like this, when you play rook a2 neck, previous move, you are preparing bishop b5. But I think Levon, yeah, he plays it. What is Levon's plan? Or maybe Levon simply missed the c4 point here. I don't know what he's missed. You can see Levon there. Generally, he has a nice poker face, but right now I think he's just completely destroyed. I think he just lost this. There's nothing that can be done. No, I think he'll play on. He won't resign. It's always possible to play on. But he's not even getting two bishops. He's getting only one. Or is he getting two? A6, C4, AB? Maybe he's getting two. A6, C4, AB, bishop A5. And now what do you take with? Like BA, or let's say you take with the rook. Now AB. Now I attack your bishop. Takes. Oops, sorry. Take on A2. Take here. And you get two pieces, but you actually don't even get two pieces. Because I'm going in with the queen. I'm taking here. I'm castling. No, it's just too bad. Too bad. It was a mighty queen hunt by Pragg. And actually, Levon, if we just go through the opening also, we'll do that after the game. We'll realize that Levon played something really offbeat. And Pragg found this very cool idea with a4, rook a2, bishop b5, c4. Yeah, I think he'll resign. But then, if he resigns, Pragg wins, then Levon has to win the next game. It's a must-win game for him. If he doesn't win the next game, then Pragg will win another match here and will be 4 out of 4, like basically 12 out of 12. A win has 3 points. C4 might save the queen. Nice point. Who said that? Fusion dance. But really, can it? Because C4. Levon played C4. Nice. Fusion dance. Well done. You found a way in this. But let's say queen takes C4. Now my threat is to win a piece. If you take here, it's still the queen is trapped. So it doesn't really make sense. Also, I'm threatening to take the piece here. So let's say you go rook c8. And then I just drop back. And how do you stop c4? He played rook c8. And I think Pragg will go queen b3, no? What else? Because, okay, there's not even threat because if you take here, rook is hanging. So your idea could be bishop b7, but your queen is still completely trapped. So by giving a pawn, Levon has in no way improved his situation. So just queen b3 and c4. Yeah, Suyash says Adhiban versus Navara is reminded because that was also miniature. That ended in 9 moves. This is 15 moves already. No, Vivek, they are sitting opposite each other, so they cannot see the screens, I think. So both the players cannot see each other's screen. No, I mean Abhishek, he could have given the pawn. Levon could have, like, at many positions, he could have done that, like after rook a2 to play b5 and to escape very quickly. But it's just so bad position here that he didn't want to go into it immediately. He thought he can get more. And by the way, Pragg has played this a6 on the board, and now c4 is going to be played for sure. And I think by giving this pawn on c4, in some way, Levon wanted to activate his rook, but it has given white an extra pawn. a6 now, Pragg will, I think, play c4. But also Pragg can get really greedy, huh, here. Pragg is a very greedy idea. Has a greedy idea. Let's go bishop d3. Defend this pawn because you already know if queen h5, g4 is queen trap. Okay. So in a way, the queen is not running away. Also c4 is coming. And also b5 is impossible because ab5 queen attacked and then c6. This is hanging. So, but okay, Pragg anyway plays c4. ab, bishop takes, b takes c4. Guys, right now, Pragg has a queen for a bishop. It's won a queen for a bishop. That's so much material. And now I take this pawn, knight d7, queen b4. Just come back, defending, rook a b8, threatening a check here. I think Pragg is calculating this line. I think this is the important line that Levon has to. So firstly, I think Pragg can even drop this back and be totally winning. But queen b6 is the line which Pragg wants to make it work. The other one is queen c4. Because then after rook a5, you can castle. And this is simplest, I think. Pragg might go for this. But if you want to keep the piece, then take knight d7. Now, if you move the queen somewhere, the rook will take the bishop. So you have to keep control. So you go here, but rook a b8. Now threatening here. There's no way to defend it. So you go queen takes c4. It looks scary, for sure. Check. King e2. Very important move. Rook takes h1. You give up your rook. But after queen a6, rook is attacked and the bishop is also falling. And somehow white wins. So Pragg actually goes for the safest alternative, which is to take the pawn. I think that was the safest. Takes, he castled, knight a6. Now, I mean queen e2. Come on. This is resignable. This is resignable. Pragg is going to win this for sure. Queen e2. He's going to drop it back. If you count the material, knight for a knight, rook for a rook, rook for a rook, pawn for a pawn, pawn for a pawn, pawn for a pawn. अरे कलर तो करने दो. Okay, let me do again. Rook for a rook. Hey, they're making. Both are playing quickly. I can't make it. But the end thing is queen and pawn for 2 bishops. And so that's 10 points against 6. So Pragg is 4 points up. That's nearly like a rook up position. So Pragg can go just rook fc1. And he can just win. He takes a pawn. Okay. Levon is fighting on still. But look at Pragg's focus, no guys? Something for all of you to learn who are players here. That even though he's a queen up, he's not relaxing in the chair. He's just right in front of it. He's focusing. He's making sure that he doesn't make any errors. That's a very important quality that Pragg has. He's super focused. How do we exchange more pieces is the question. I think one of the ideas can be knight e5. Because then I can go rook c7, queen f3, put pressure here. Looks good. Jay Kapoor says 5 lakh incoming. It's a big irony of life that money comes to the player who doesn't think about it. Not of life, but of sports. And I think even in other spheres, when you don't think about it is when you get it. By the way, guys, all those who are watching this and haven't subscribed, please do think about subscribing. We want to move towards 1 million by the end of this event. We are closing in slowly and steadily, just like how Pragg is winning this game slowly and steadily. And we are now around 6,400 people away from reaching 1 million. If everyone here subscribed, I think 8,300 में से थोड़े तो subscriber रहेंगे. Queen c7 goes in. What he's doing is queen b7 and rook c8. Just बाद में exchange कर दो, फिर जीत जाओगे. Why are players wearing headphones? They are listening to some music. It's allowed. अपूर्व दास से कितनी बार सब्सक्राइब करो सागर? बस एक ही बार करना और ज्यादा नहीं. जो नहीं किए हैं लोगों ने उनके लिए. Thank you guys for all those who have subscribed. Marcelo David says, do a chess set giveaway for subscribers only and see how the subscriber count skyrockets. Yeah, I don't know if that is a good idea. I mean, it's a possibility. It's a possibility. We can think over it. Queen c7 played. Levon actually is in a double mind whether to continue the game or not. But let's say he pushes his pawn down the board. Then you go queen b7. Attacking here and here. So you can't defend both. Then you will lose a piece. ये देखो कितना मस्त लिखा है. Femiway says 1 million comes to those who don't think about it. Here is Pragg beating the best player in the world, one of the best players in the world, by not thinking about whether he's winning or not. You know, Rook C8. I agree, guys. I have to stop thinking about subs. बट यार यूट्यूब पे ऐसा है ना कि तुम बोलोगे तभी लोग सब्सक्राइब करते हैं. देखो गाइस प्लीज सब्सक्राइब बोला तो वी रीच 700 के ऊपर. नाउ दिस इज हैंगिंग, दिस इज हैंगिंग, दिस इज हैंगिंग. बिशप E8 मार दिया जाए. Levon would be tremendously upset, yeah, with what has happened here. And then he must win with the white pieces in last round, which is actually going to make it very exciting because Pragg will take the lead 2-1. Takes pawn D5. Nice win for Pragg, but actually Levon did not play it so well. Pragg played it excellently there and has won. I'm just a bit curious about how many times this position has occurred in the database so that we can just see it. So d4 knight f6, c4 g6, knight c3 d5. Oops, sorry. cd knight d5, e4 dc bc, bishop g7, knight f3, c5. He went h3. Already 600 games. Castles, bishop e3. Pragnananda has played this with Adiban. Queen a5, 96 games. bd2 main move. And now b6, never, only 2 games played before by Peter Sabuk and Al Hosani. But Pragg really responded well with queen b3, but even stronger would have been a4. b6 actually trapped the queen in a way. It's like you leave someone outside and then shut the door. That's what happened to this queen. Queen was like, bye bye, tata. Many times you see the kids are put in that bus and their parents are then waving and then the door of the bus is shut. Something like that. What a win, no, for Pragg. Tremendous. So the next game will start in some time. Until then, let's follow. Maybe we can just update the score here. Two one to Pragg. What about Niemann versus? Oh, very complicated position. NM says, someone please make compilation of Sagar's analogies. अभी बहुत सारे हो गए. Like now there is so much. It's very difficult to compile. I think Samay had made one video of it on his channel. Anish has what? 2 minutes. Oh. Ooh. Anish Giri low on time. What about Magnus? Is he able to actually beat Lei Kwang Liam, or just Lei Kwang Liam is very solid? I think Magnus will convert this one, it seems. But it's not so simple. He has two, black has 2 pieces for a rook. But Magnus has 2 extra pawns as well. So looks like white is definitely pushing. By the way, look at Anish's cheeky trap. Huh? Queen e2. If you play bishop f5, What is it that Anish had on his mind, guys? Let's see how many of you are sharp here, can find this move. Devarg here says water bottle is the secret of my energy. Pragg. Absolutely. Pragg is playing so nicely. I mean, maybe this game he won't be very happy about winning it because he he got the point quite easily. It's good. Yes, disco OP, exactly. Disco Divane. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So Rook G8 is the right move. Disco because of discovery attack. Yadnesh, Naman, Ishprit, Basant, Utsav, Vibhanshu, Keshav, Ashish, Aniket, and Bhushan. But he carefully went back. Still, Pragg has not won this match, but if he does, he gets another 7,500 USD, which according to many of you was somewhere between 5 to 6 lakh. Today अभी मैं calculate खुद करूँगा, like I'll write over there. 7,500 USD to INR. Oh my god, 6 lakh. It is 5,98,000 as on today. But then there is tax and all. But just if you look at the sum, he's actually won 24 lakh rupees if he wins today in 4 days. That's pretty cool. It's quite some money, quite some money. But again, Pragg doesn't care about it. Pragg actually won already 20 lakhs or something of that, 15 lakhs before leaving here because the entire Indian team got, those who won bronze got 1 crore from the CM. So that money already has been won. On one hand, Pragg earning a lot of, beating a lot of world class players and also earning money. On the other hand, Gukesh playing and winning classical event, classical points, rating points. What would you say is more important according to you guys? Points or money? Or, I mean, basically, I don't think Pragg money, but beating world class players in rapid. Both points, both money speaks for itself. Beating world class players, right? I think, guys, I actually framed the question not so well. I mean, I said money or points, but I think for Pragg, it's also about, let's say, if he was given to play some 2,600 opponents and this same prize money, he might have declined it, that option. Oh, by the way, look at this. Magnus Carlsen, after this, has sacked here. Now he's pieced down, but Magnus feels that he can take this pawn. He can also take here, get his pawns rolling later. Right now, if we look at 2700chess.com, then we will see that we have, I think, is it the first time ever that we have 5 players above 2700? Gukesh, Anand, Gukesh, Hari, Vidit, and Arjun. 5 players above 2700. I think It hasn't happened in a long time. In a long time. Gukesh is playing Turkish league. अभिनव गुप्ता सीबीआई स्ट्रीम हेल्प सागर भाई आपकी वो निखिलेश सर वाली स्ट्रेस देखी थी कौन सी आज मेरे जीएफ के पेरेंट्स मान गए हैं उसकी दूसरे से nicely written super chat to fool someone in writing is not easy. अरे लेक्वांग लियम को हराना कितना मुश्किल है ना लाइक he has held Magnus for 3 games now already like this is the third one and actually he is even threatening to take this pawn and threatening to maybe push. Vidit has uploaded new post on Instagram. Areva, what is the post? No, he hasn't. Oh, what? मैग्नस वन भाई मैंने 1 मिनट इधर देखा मैग्नस वो है ना वो क्या था वो सेइंग नजर हटी दुर्घटना घटी G5 he had to come back rook B5 he played oh oh he played this huge blunder and Magnus I was just saying like he's holding Magnus 3 games in a row to a draw the moment I said it he just blundered huge rook D8 you can't protect this pawn it's a bishop it's a mate. So Magnus and Pragg, both of them. Just imagine, guys. Just imagine this scenario. Okay. By the way, I'm just switching to Anish versus Hans. Looks like a draw, but maybe Hans can push a bit. He has the 2 bishops. Imagine this scenario. Okay. Magnus wins 6 matches out of 6. Pragg also wins 6 matches out of 6. And then they both are going to play each other in the last round. That's already the pairing as set up that they are facing in the last round. Oof, क्या ही मजा आएगा. Because now, in order to before playing Magnus, Pragg is going to face Duda and Lekwang Liam. So he has realistic chances of winning. But okay, I mean, today is still a Levon Aronian is still left and he has to play with the white piece. Let's not get too much ahead of ourselves. What? Anish blundered. Anish blundered. Why is this a blunder, by the way? Is it so simple? What's the winning move? I don't even understand. Why is this winning? Guys, Bishop H5 is the winning move. Does Hans Niemann win this? Round 5 is Magnus versus Pragg. But it was round 7. I'll confirm it. which round it is. नहीं guys, round 7 ही है. It's round 7. Okay, by the way, I think what really happened is that in this position it was equal. Maybe knight h4, king g3, king h3, all are equal. He pushed. I think what he missed is that, let's say if I now play king g3, just then after king f7, king f6, you're just losing material. So he went knight h4, so that if you play king f7, he wants to play maybe bishop f3, trade, and it's not so simple because now after this is hanging. So that's the reason why after knight h4, bishop e2 seems to have been missed by Anish. So after that, he went knight f5, bishop f4, good move by Hans. Knight e7, king f7, knight c8. Now it's over here, bishop takes c4. He took on f. Gone. Position is lost. Anish is going to lose. Look at that, Anish smiling there. I don't know why is he smiling. Maybe it's some kind of a... He's just smiling that, what did I just do? I think Hans is going to win this. Unless he makes some big blunder. Why don't we just take this? Like, isn't that a good move? But he went bishop e4, a4. So if knight d6, you don't take here because of this, but you give. Oh, it happened. He missed bishop d1 or what? Oh, Anish resigns. Anish resigns. Hans just moves away, and score is 1.5, 1.5. Oof. Anish just made a huge error. Once again, guys, it was not easy to spot it. And the last game that is going on is Duda versus Alireza Firuza. And this time it's Alireza who's better. It's 1-1 in the match. Chess has started to speak. भाई आप लोग chess speaks for itself को कितना, like Amruta messaged me even that what is chess speaks for itself. Why is everyone writing? Because she had no context of this. So she came on stream and like she came on the chat and she saw everyone's writing this. And all those who don't know, I can just say that after beating Magnus, the interviewer asked Hans that what do you have to say? He beat him in the first round, and Hans said chess speaks for itself. And I think since then it's become the most spoken dialogue in the chess world. जैसे Krishnakant Sawant has also sent a super chat. Chess speaks for itself. 2.1 incoming. As all those who have tuned in, uh, Pragnananda has just beaten Levon Aronian 2-1. Big result. Someone in the chat saying Yashraj Mukate parody coming on Just Speaks Words. You know why Ali Reza is better here? Because he's just a pawn up. And also now he will have the open file. Who are the Indians in the past to have crossed 2700? So Anand was there from the beginning. Then Shashi Kiran did. But I think by the time Hari Krishna and Vidit crossed, Shashi Kiran had dropped out of 2700. And at the point when Adhiban crossed 2700 in live ratings, at that point Shashi Kiran wasn't there. So I think even though Adhiban was the fifth Indian to cross 2700, at any given point of time we had four or less than four Indians in 2700. I think at this point is the first time ever. I mean, it happened in the last round of the Olympiad when Arjun crossed 2700 by beating Dominguez. But it's happened, I think, for the first time in the history of Indian chess that we have had five players about 2700. Uh, Anand, Gukesh, Hari Krishna, Vidit, and Arjun. Mayank says with Pragg, Gukesh, Nihal, Arjun, and Raunak reaching 2650 in their teenage, will we soon have many GMs in 2750 range in the next 2-3 years? For sure. For sure, I think we will have. And I think all these youngsters will move up ahead. I think one thing which definitely needs to be done, and I think it's a I wouldn't say responsibility, but it's something that we should all think of, is where does the next batch of super talents come from? Because if you see this batch of 5 talents or 6 talents exists, but beyond it, like let's say 2008, 9, 10. Now 2010 is like 12-year-old boy or a girl, and these are the youngsters from 8 to 15, 8 to 14 years right now, who should be definitely supported, and so that we can have the next set of young talents also blooming. That we have to try and work on it. Ajay Shriram says, how are participants selected for this competition? Ajay, I think they are selected based on their performance in the previous events, plus of Championships 2, plus there is a wild card entry. Bala Naga Gopala Krishna says, Tanya also making great commentary in the channel, for sure. Tanya also got this award, guys. I'm so very happy and proud of the fact that she got this award of the best commentator slash influencer slash social media star from FIDE, and it's amazing. कृष्णकांत सावंत से सागर भाई लोग शायद सब आइकन 2 बार दबा रहे हैं। अरे नहीं भाई, भाई लोग 2 बार मत दबाना। Yeah, Tanya's award is very well deserved. And also, did you see, guys, that Pranav V, who is India's 75th GM, he received an award for becoming India's 75th Grandmaster from the CM of Tamil Nadu. And I I truly feel that this really sustained support by Tamil Nadu government, which they are for an IM who becomes an IM, they award 3 lakh rupees, and for a GM, they award 5 lakh, is an amazing initiative. And I mean, whoever has come up with it, the people who have worked behind it, it's excellent because I'm in touch with all these players who become GMs and IMs, and I know what those 3 lakh or 5 lakh rupees mean to them. And I think the other states should definitely try and follow this. It will really boost the sport of chess a lot. What Nishant Goyal says, that Hans said something. The fact I have not already gone to the mini bar and pulled a Magnus, or the fact that I haven't just jumped in the pool, the fact I am alive at this moment is a miracle. What? When did he say this? Balanaga Gopalakrishnan says, my influencer is always one and only Sagar. Are, thank you, Bala, but I mean, there's so many people who are working hard for chess. It's a huge, huge effort. Uh, so many people across the world. F3. अच्छा 5 minutes before ही ये इंटरव्यू दिया उसने. What? Why does he say that? What does he say? I think Hans Niemann is likes to say these things, provocative things. He just enjoys. And I think, okay, I mean, we can forget about this part where he said chess speaks for itself. But overall, if you see, his results do speak for itself, right? Because he's reached 2700 almost. He has been improving on his chess and he's getting better. So it's definitely achieved a lot at this tender age of 18. Maybe Hans is a perfect candidate for deathmatch, you know? Don't have to worry about trash talking at all. White is just so many pawns up here. 3 pawns up. So it means Alireza Firuza will take a 2-1 lead in the match now. Mayank says, did you watch Gukesh's podcast on Gotham City? It was wonderful, especially where he talked about his game with Nodirbek. Yes, I heard it today. I was doing some work and on the side I was listening to it. Um, I really liked the fact how Gukesh, spoke his heart out. He doesn't talk a lot, but he did try his best to speak as much as he could. And it was very nice of Levy to ask him some very good questions. Also, I got to know that Gukesh actually broke something after his game against Nodirbek. And I don't know what yet, but we'll ask him. He said in that podcast that he broke something. Ajay Shriram, why isn't Gukesh invited for Champions Tour? Maybe now he will. Now he will be. Okay, game is over after Queen D4. He has resigned, it seems, no? Firuja won. Next game will start in a couple of minutes itself. As we can see, Pragnananda and all making their way to the chairs. There you have Pragg back in his chair, looking confident, looking good. And next to him is Magnus Carlsen, looking very, very sharp. Magnus wants to win. Levon Aronian also in the house. And so is Lekwang Liam. Anish and Hans Niemann. Okay, let's the games begin. C4. This time will Pragg repeat? Oh my God, he's repeating. What? Take. अरे भाई ये opening इतना dangerous. Are you repeating again, Pragg? Wow, what a confidence by Pragnananda. Queen f6, knight c3, queen g. Oh, bd2. Small improvement. Already instead of knight c3, plays bishop to d2. Did Levon prepare this in the break? Bishop d6 on the board. a3. So Pragg now drinking water. This time it's just to quench his thirst. No result yet apparent. If you go knight c3, I think it would be transposition, no? Knight c3, queen g6. Queen f3. We saw this happening last game. So let's see what Levon has in mind here. Tanmay Singh says he will long castle this time. Let's see. Yeah, Pragg needs a draw. आदित्य सिंह से सागर भाई नॉर्मल ओपनिंग में भी हाइप कर देते भाई। आदित्य सिंह ये कौन सा नॉर्मल ओपनिंग है? इन व्हाट वे इज दिस नॉर्मल ओपनिंग? ब्लैक हैज सैक्रिफाइस्ड अ पॉन. It has happened in the last game where Pragg had already got a lost position out of few moves after the opening. Yet he played the same opening. तो भाई इसको हाइप नहीं करेंगे तो किसको करेंगे फिर? Rook d8 played by Pragg, not castling yet, keeping the kings in the center. Saurabh Kanwa says I had a very tiring day and just wanted to sleep, but Praggu is not letting me. Graham Pawar says ND3 mate दिख रहा है मुझे. Oh, if a knight gets here, oof, if only. It's very tough. But I think Pragg might let you sleep after this game, yeah? But we'll see whether Levon manages to win this and equalize the scores, or does Pragg hold or win this and is able to take home another match, because he's leading 2-1. And now this is attacked. So again, the best move here is Queen G6, which Pragg finds. It's typical of this line, Queen F3. And we have transposed into the line where last time instead of this move Rook D8, there was already castles on the board. And then Pragg had gone Bishop G4, Queen D5, Rook D8, and then instead of playing Queen C4, it played something else. H3 played by Pragg. What about G3 now? I think G3 must be played. Oh, and Pragg's idea could be Bishop G4. And only move now is Queen D5. And can we now snatch this? Or no, this Queen E4. No, this should be possible or not? Queen E4. Take. And here white remains a pawn up. So Queen D5 has happened and now he has castled. By God, this is Pragg's preparation, it seems. Oh my God, is Pragg very well prepared here? It's such an important thing, guys, to learn from this, that Pragg believes in his openings, plays it again. This time, Levon is the one who's bluffing for sure. Queen B5, he's played it almost instantly. Because now black has Rook F8 with the idea of Knight D4. And it's looking very scary. Mayank says, I've never used Super Chat for any other creator except you. Your streams are so engaging. By the way, when will Angry Shah come back? I liked him a lot. Mayank, Angry Shah, Future Shah, all of these people come on different channels, not on ChessBase India. On ChessBase India, there is only one Sagar Shah, and normal stuff happening. Okay, by the way, a question asked is, can we go Bishop F3 here? And it is possible because after Rook G1, he loses the right to castle, and it's a good move to make in general. And Rook F E8 with the idea of here. So I was also thinking, should we go like Rook F E8 directly with the idea of taking on D4? Because if he plays Bishop E2, we can take, pawn takes. And now the bishop is actually defended by the knight. But in comes, boom, take. And now you might want to play Rook E8, but then Queen takes is hanging. So what is the move here for black to stay in the game? This position. Yep. Queen E4 is the correct move, attacking here and here. and it's already very difficult for white to defend both. So well done all of you who said queen e4, especially World of Wit, slightly scatty, Badrinath, Varun, Dhyan, Bhushan, Rius, amazing chess tricks, Sehajdeep and Pranay Toshniwal. Played queen b5. Matlab, Pragnananda's best move here, guys, is a6. It's not an easy move to find by any stretch of imagination. First of all, you're sacking this pawn, but I think that you can calculate because then bishop f3 hitting the rook here, and now there's a disco divane. So that is better for black. So he can't take the pawn. The question is, where does he go? Queen f4, queen c4, queen d3. Let's say he decides queen d3 because the next move he can play bishop e2 and castles. Then bishop f5, attacking the queen. Queen e2. Then rook f8. So a6, just hassling the queen seems like a good idea. Let's see what Pragnananda plays here. He's waiting and we'll see what his move is next. Meanwhile, must win game for Le Quang Liem, but he doesn't seem to have too much here. Maybe a small edge, which is a good start into the game. And Anish Giri, after losing the last game, is now clearly better against Hans Niemann right out of the opening. It was bishop b5 check variation, which is known as the Sicilian Moscow variation. And Anish managed to play this very nice move, rook g8, so that later on he can get g5, and he's clearly better. Rook f e8 played by Pragnananda. He didn't go a6 first rook f e8. Now if bishop e2, knight d4, pawn takes, and I think we've already discussed this. What's the move here, guys? Take, and queen e4. You've seen this, and I think it's a good one for a draw. So Pragg actually very close to holding this game. Let's see if he's able to. Bishop e2 played. And now, guys, will Pragnananda calculate this out? I think he will. What do you think? Knight d4 hits the queen. You have no other option but to take. Bishop e2, knight e2 seems better for white. So you start off with rook takes a2, knight e2. Will Pragg actually take here? So this is the line. Takes, rook takes, knight takes, and now not rook e8 because queen takes e8, but queen e4. It's very tough now because this and this. Let's say you defend this. a6 is played and suddenly you can't go here, and if you stay here in contact with this, then b5, and all of a sudden e2 knight is lost. So that would be winning. So therefore this knight d4 move very, very important for Pragg to find. He has other moves also like bishop f8, bishop b8, but taking this will ensure a very good position for him. Rohit says, Sagar bhai, try to see Hans' interview post last match. Yeah, I'll check for sure. Nowadays I cannot miss it. Yeah, Hans Niemann after what he did. Guys, what do you think? Will Pragg find knight takes d4? Chess Fabregas says I couldn't tell if Hans is sarcastic or not in that interview. I think Hans is generally very sarcastic overall. Actually, I haven't calculated it entirely, right? Take, queen e4. If you save the rook, there is a6 and b5, whereby the queen won't be able to defend this effectively. So bishop e3 only move, queen h1, king d2. It's a complex position. I think good chances for both sides, also for black. Oh, he takes it. Pragnananda sacks his knight on d4. Wow. Amazing play by Pragg. He sacrificed his knight on d4. And now, will he sack his rook as well? So his piece down. Will he sack his rook? Guys, what do you think? Will Pragnananda sack his rook as well? He has to, I believe. Or will he play a6? Sacks his rook. And now queen e4 has to be played. Plays it. Pragnananda finding one good move after another, guys. He deserves this point, yeah, if he plays so well. So let's say bishop e3 only move. And I think for Levon also, it's not so simple to know if this is the only move. He might be trying for something else like saving his rook, but then he sees a6 and b5 and he can no longer take control of the e2 knight. So bishop e3 takes king d2. Yeah, and here, even though white is a pawn up, you can see that there are so many weaknesses in the camp. And already this is not a very good pawn. The king is in the center. So black has good position. Yeah. Senthil Velavan says amazing move, gutsy move by Pragg. Absolutely. Meanwhile, Anish Giri totally winning against Hans Niemann. Ali Reza Firuza's last game begins. Ali Reza playing some very complicated position with black. And what about Magnus versus Le Quang Liam also closing in on equality, which is actually a good result for Niemann in any situation, but here not really. Oh, and bishop here has been played to g5, which is an error by Levon Aronian. Now Pragg can actually win this game. What's the move, guys? So let's say if I go a6, he has queen c4, I go b5, there is f3. Okay, bishop takes. So bishop g5, it's not a6 and b5, but it's rather rook e8, saving your rook, putting more pressure here, and he can never castle. Not because it's illegal, but it's legal, but it's mate in one. So he can't. Let's see if Pragg is able to, does he get tempted by a6? Or does he get, like, say, a6, queen c4, rook e8, then king d2? So after this, how do you, because if you take here on h1, it's not a smart move because after king d2, the queen is hanging and also the rook. He finds it. He plays rook e8 as well. Man, Pragnananda, amazing. Nice move by Pragg. He's so sharp. He's kept the pressure on the e2 knight and he's also threatening the rook on h1. Simply amazing. Sharmik Vidyarthi says, what about king d2? Sharmik, after king d2, I'll just take here with bishop, attack your queen and also threaten queen d3. You can't take because there are already two defenders. So bishop e3 played by Levon. And now again a very important moment, that you don't start with takes king d2, queen e4 when the position is around equal after knight c3. But I mean, I don't know if this is even possible to think a6. And the reason for it is, let's say queen c4. Oh, he finds a6. He finds a6. I think the reason is that at the end of the line, when he takes here, he will also play b5. He doesn't want, jab, let's say here, he takes this, king d2. He doesn't want that his rook to be hanging because then his queen has to come here. While if that is not the case, let's say the queen is safe after a6, queen a4, b5, queen c2 or queen b3, let's say queen c2, take king d2, and now my god, it's getting so complicated, guys. It's getting so complicated. So b5 first, queen can go here or here. Let's look at queen b3, queen h1, king d2. Thinking if you can snatch this pawn, but maybe not the best move. Maybe queen g2 is the best move. But he plays b5 as well. Pragg on fire. And he takes on a6. And what is his point here? If I take king d2, it's not a mate, and also d6 is hanging and your queen is hanging. And if you play queen, say going back here, queen c6 and white is better. So here it's very important now to not stick to this, but to actually play this move, queen f3. Because if queen takes b5, as an example to protect this, now is met with take, take, Here is where Pragg goes wrong. He goes queen takes h1. He should have played queen f3. Well, it was not easy for sure. Like queen b5. Rook takes e3 was the next move. F takes e3. Now queen h1. King d2. Queen takes h2. But and then queen g3. It was not at all easy. Not at all easy. But Pragg needs just a draw. So his strategy is actually pretty decent. Like take, and queen f3. Now he's attacking the knight. So let's say knight c3. I was thinking if we can sack here and queen f2, perhaps that should be playable. Yes, it's around equal. But I think after queen a6, queen h1, king d2, queen f3, queen d6, queen takes e2, king c3, rook c8. This already looks lost. So after queen f3, you have to carefully prepare against the threat of this. So let's say knight g1. And queen d5. Pragg's time is 3 minutes. Wow. Levon Aronian has 11 minutes. Guys, do like the stream and also subscribe to this channel. We are closing in on 994k today. And also please make sure that you download the free FTX Crypto Key that is there in the first link in the description and also in the pinned message. That is something which will help you get perks. It's a nice key. It'll give you a number and also will help you help to institute the FTX Pragg scholarship for a talented youngster in Indian chess. And rook e1 played by Levon. He's defended here. Guys, remember Levon is a world-class player and he will push Pragnananda here for even the smallest of point. So rook e1, he goes queen f6 and maybe Levon will slowly get a comeback into the game after knight c3. Yeah, knight c3, good move. Seems like Levon is making a comeback here. King is safe. Pieces are equal. Count the pawns. White is 2 pawns up. So not easy to play as Pragnananda here. You're 2 pawns down all of a sudden. From a winning position, which was not so easy to find, now you are in queen e6. I think his point is clear. Yeah, if you play knight takes b5, what is the move that Pragg has prepared, guys? Can you find it very quickly? Black to play and win. Yep, exactly the correct move here and very correctly found by everyone in the chat. Bishop b4 check, disco, and absolutely right, check. You will see that so many discovered attacks keep happening all the time. World of Wit, Nitesh Mishra, Shreyas Gokhale, Jeffin Manuel, Dhruv Maheshwari, Arush Kaushik, Bhavesh Dyas, Babu, Agam, Dharmik. So definitely not taking here. So not moving the bishop because this is hanging. Can we take here? Rook b8 and take this is very dangerous. So you can't take, and queen c6. Again, the best move found by Levon. This game has been such a topsy-turvy one. First, it was Levon who played a new idea in the opening. Then Pragg played brilliantly, was not afraid, got a winning position, but couldn't sort of handle it. And then the position was equal, but now it's Aronian who's fighting back. Rook c8 played by Pragg. And now, of course, queen d5 will be played by Levon. Monkey, the promo code for FTX is Chess Tour 2022, I think. b4. Oof. Takes, but this time it seems like Pragg is definitely under a lot of trouble. Oh, queen f6. He's actually down on time. He's down now 3 pawns. b5. Levon can actually preserve this last pawn as well. And I think we are going into a tiebreak, guys. Because Levon Aronian is completely here going to be in a winning position. b5 played. Brave move by Levon. But he has to be brave. So otherwise, his position can get very, very difficult. Already his king is in the center, but now he has 3 extra pawns. So there's a lot. How does Pragg even try to save this actually? This one is so bad now. But maybe the king being in the center keeps giving him some hope. Bishop b4 has been played. Keeping pressure here with the rook and the bishop. Rook a1. I think Pragg will hold this, says Amit. But I think it's a big advantage to white. But also, if you see this king is in the center and after bishop e6, if you are able to maintain the 2 bishops, there can be definite threats that can be created. Pragg has just 1 minute, under a minute left. He has to speed up. Levon, look at him, 9 minutes. Bishop f3, e3. Ooh, bishop f8. But now, guys, there's no threat that Pragnananda has, and the b pawn is just going to roll down the board. It's not going to be easy. b6 played by Levon, but rook b8. Actually, rook b8 is playable, huh? Rook b8, d5. "24 seconds left for Pragg. He plays bishop to b7. Okay. What does Levon do now? Rook a7 maybe. He just has to keep rolling. He goes d5. Until now, Levon's conversion has been smooth of this position. Let's see if he's able to continue it. Bishop c5 I think he'll take it. But taking on c5 is a little risky because rook c5 and then f2 is hanging. So that's a good move by Pragg actually. This move, what he has played here, which is bishop c5, because the moment he takes, rook takes, 2 would be trouble. He goes rook e1. Now, guys, it's quite possible that Pragg might fight back in this game. Rook a1. And bishop a6 stopping rook e2, so that this, and if you win the h2 pawn, the h3 pawn is just 2 steps away from queening. Actually, it's now getting complex, huh? Really, it's getting complex. देखो ये pawn तो queen होने से इतना easy नहीं है, because there's rook b8, and also d6 d7 is not so easy to push. Meanwhile, queen f2 queen h2 के बाद h pawn dangerous. Why not queen f2? Because I think queen f2, because of rook e2 was bad, so that's why he took control of this square. Why not knight e4? Well, if you play knight e4, now queen f3 attacks this and also this. I think it's not a good play. Queen c2 played in the game. And Pragg, oh, what a blunder. Pragg takes on b6. Meanwhile, Magnus Carlsen has beaten Le Quang Liem. But this is a huge move. Queen takes b6. Pragg is back in the game. In fact, he's now just equal. I don't know why Levon actually missed it. Levon had to play rook d1. After check, king c1, queen h2, and then b7, rook b8, and then d6. After rook b7, queen b7, bishop b7, d7, d8, white would have won. But this rook d1 was such a tricky move to find. So instead of that, he played queen c2, but that allows queen takes b6. And now Pragnananda needs a draw. King c1, bishop goes in. Man, is Pragg going to win this somehow? Bishop c4 on the board. I think in this format, in this time control, there are a lot of blunders, but especially Levon should think here, because the entire match was at stake and he's playing so quickly. Look at Levon there. He's put his hand on his chest. He's like, बहुत stressful हो रहा है. What about Anish? Anish Giri is winning. Yeah, Anish was winning, so he's winning still. Ali Reza Firuza has fought back. Okay, Magnus won. What? Levon just blundered big time. He went rook d1 and Pragg simply went bishop b3, and Pragg is looking at the board and he's like, what? Why did Levon just give me this exchange? And look at Levon. He's absolutely showing no emotions, but I think deep within he knows he has made the biggest blunder today. The game is lost. Pragg is winning. Pragg is winning. Resigns maybe, yeah? Yeah, I agree. It's resignable now. Queen f2. Just take on d1. Take on d1 here. And after king d1, I mean, you can't take with the knight because there's a pin here. But after king d1, there must be many ways. Levon is lost. I mean, how do you play a move like this? And look at this Pragg's move, yeah? Queen a5. He didn't even take the rook. He's like, I'm going for checkmate. क्या खेला यार? Amazing. Okay, king d2 ko I think now you can take, no then. Actually, look at this line. Take, check. Oh, there's king e1. I thought queen f2, king f2, bd1, but maybe that's a draw. But queen d5 and winning d1 rook. So, actually, what does he do now? King d2 now, rook c3, rook c3. Let's go, Pragg. Let's go. Boom, boom, and boom. He takes it. He takes it there. Levon Aronian's gonna resign there. And he resigns. Pragnananda beats Levon. Handshake there. Levon, the thorough gentleman, small smile, shakes hand of Pragnananda. But Pragg has won this match 3-1. What a turnaround. In both the black games, Pragg had been shaky to the core, but he has managed to fight back in such a brilliant style. And also, his second white game was excellent. Pragg has managed to now lead this tournament along with Magnus Carlsen, who also won 3-1. So, he's not letting Magnus run away in this event. Man, Pragg OP हो जाए chat में guys. Really Pragg OP. He has played amazingly. And I think today Levon was not in his element for sure. But still Pragg showing that he can actually come back from any sort of lost positions, which is so heartening to see. Nuber Shashik in the chat says, Pragg, fire. Great play, guys. And Pragg is now leading the tournament along with Magnus with 12 out of 12. क्या ही खेला यार. Amazing. Let's just finish the day off with Anish versus Hans, whereby Hans is making a comeback, huh? I mean, Anish was better. But maybe it's not so easy to win anymore. Tomorrow is not the title clash. Tomorrow is not Magnus versus Pragg. Magnus versus Pragg on the last day. Another 7,500. Yeah. 6 lakh rupees for Pragnananda today in the bag. Another. So totally 24 lakh rupees is won. Pre-tax. Vikramji, thank you for a super chat. $92 subscribers कर दो दोस्तों, so that we reach 994k. And by the way, a mistake by Hans Niemann. He had to play perhaps a check here, but he goes rook e7. I think this allows check and rook d2 and then the other check. Do you think Anish will win this or? I think he's winning just completely now with rook takes f3. So this is hanging. C pawn also, rook comes from behind and halts it. Rook c2. Anish draws this game, it will go into tie breaks, but I don't think he will. He's winning there. He resigns now for Hans. Anish has won it. Hans there, very upset in what he's done. And I believe he's going to resign it. Anish Giri drinks water just like Pragg. Gets his water out. It's a new trend in the town, guys. Anish won, right? And why is Anish shaking his head? He's won already. He's not happy. But why? No idea. I think he got a great position. And then he was not too happy with what he played, perhaps. So Magnus Liam. So we already have all games completed today in regulation time without going into time breaks. So 3-1 for Prague, 3-1 for Carlsen, 2.5, 1.5, 2.5 for Anish. And Firuza versus Duda is still going on, but I think the Firuza might be able to. Oh, Firuza is losing, so Duda will win this. So then it will be 2-2. Wow, we'll go into the tie breaks. Okay, guys, so I'm going to end today. All those who are keen on subscribing, please do subscribe. Let's reach 994k in the next 1 minute or so. If you are subscribing, otherwise, it will happen overnight. But please do subscribe if you haven't, and also do check out the free crypto NFT that's there, Crypto Key NFT, which is there for you for free download. Hi guys, I'll just take some rest today now. It's been a long day. स्टैंडिंग्स क्या ही बताए दोस्तों, एक स्टैंडिंग्स है. चलो ठीक है, स्टैंडिंग्स बता देता हूँ, पढ़ लेता हूँ मैं. बट Magnus Carlsen has 12 points. Pragg has 12. Aronian has 5. Firuza will win and reach 8. Duda might lose. She might lose. I think Lekwang Liam is on 3 points. Anish now won his first with 4, and Hans is on 0. Nikhil Ravi, thank you for becoming pillar of Indian chess. Guys, I'm going to sleep before I go to sleep on this stream. Thank you all. I think see you all for all the support. Let's watch. It's amazing time to be a fan of Indian chess. Pragg is just dominating here. Arjun is doing well at Abu Dhabi, 3 out of 3, 2710. We have Gukesh, who is reached 2737, world number 18. So, or 2735 or 36. So unbelievable, all these youngsters, how they are playing, and we are enjoying Indian chess now, like now, never before. Take care, guys. Bye bye.